It is 10:01. Good morning from Titans training camp at Vanderbilt Health Football Center. I'm Lucas Panzica. The Titans are back on the practice field today. It is the first padded practice of training camp. On Saturday, Titans wide receiver Calvin Ridley met with the media and gave an update on how he's feeling after starting camp limited with the stomach bug. Ridley said he lost about 15 pounds in the ordeal, but has gotten most of it back. In NFL news over the weekend, the Texans are reportedly bringing back free agent edge rusher Jadeveon Clowney, the 33-year-old, returning to the team that drafted him #1 overall over a decade ago. In other news, the U.S. men's national team announced a new contract for manager Mauricio Pochettino, who is set to lead the U.S. through the 2030 Men's World Cup. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
All right, we've had a bunch of training camp practices already, but today is the day. The pads are on here at the Titans practice facility, and we are ready to see what takes place. We're happy to have you here at the Titans practice facility for the next 3 hours. 615-737-1045 is the number if you would like to participate. We are also live streamed for the wonderful people on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, where you can see that we already have somebody to start the show.
Yay.
What a big fella, Ramon Foster. He hadn't worked hard enough to start the day. Had to spend a little extra time babysitting. What do you know?
You know it's not work when I do you guys' show, man. It's just a little bit of ratchetness with some information. That's what it is when we come out here. By the way, before you go again, a little ratchetness with some information.
Ooh.
That's what y'all do. That's the reason I be listening. I be like, look at them. Listen at them. Listen at them. And everybody play their part. Speaking of playing your part, I thank Buck Saturday. And I'll thank you, too, Lucas, on air. You guys helped get us over the hump when it comes down to it. We got over $6,400.
Oh, let's go.
For our back-to-school shoot
We'd love
drive.
to see it.
We're almost at 1,000 over what we were asking for. $5,500 is what it was. We're at $6,400, man, and the link is still open. So appreciate y'all, man. Y'all might be crazy and rowdy, as your shirt says right now, but when y'all I see y'all got educated at school is all I'm saying, man. It's not a noodle up there after all.
Them new kicks are going to be taking over schools in Music City, man.
I love it, man. Y'all know how it is getting a fresh pair of shoes. Although now they wear these distressed shoes, which I don't get. Like, you buying them dirty already?
What is that?
Distressed. It means like they look worn.
They look worn.
like jeans with holes in them, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's like a thing that people do for fashion.
Dirty Air Force Ones is a thing now.
I feel like that's always a phase, though, right? I watched The Rock last night for some reason with Nick Cage and Sean Connery. Sean Connery's coming out of jail, and they're telling him what grunge is because he's got the long, matted hair. He's like, it's always dirty, apparently, is perpetually a good thing, no matter what generation you're talking about. But no, buddy, listen, you don't have to thank us. We are appreciative that you are doing good things in the community,
Appreciate
okay?
y'all,
And again,
no doubt.
the link is still open. We have been generous. You have been generous, and we love you for it. But that doesn't mean you have to stop. 1045thezone.com. Let's see if we can't make a difference. Ramon, if people have not heard about the shoe drive, this may be their first opportunity to. Obviously, they can go to your social media channels, and the shoe drive itself takes place on Saturday. But what is the cause? Why have you lent yourself to it these last couple of years? And how did you get involved with this organization initially?
I'm a shoe guy, first and foremost. I got a shoe closet at my house that I don't wear. I wear dad shoes now, by the way, too. See, I got on some New Balance dad shoes today. But before then, I was buying a new pair of shoes all the time, and I'm a firm believer, like, kids get picked on in school based off what they look like as far as their clothes, not how smart they are or anything else. Like, he got on some – man, we're going to make sure that these kids get equipped to go into school with at least a fresh pair of shoes on the first day of school. And I've always been about that. My mom and them used to always scrap up money for me, and I'm a firm believer that if you can give back, do. And also, with what we do with this in this station in the city, everybody pours so much back into us. I want to always pour back into it. I'm invested in this as well. It's not like I'm asking for money and just using your money. We are invested in this. And from your father And they've always been doing this, and now it gives an opportunity for low-income families to have some fresh pair of shoes.
Just trying to get kids to walk into school with their heads raised a little higher.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like, hopefully we can get this offensive line this year.
Okay, so
Yeah,
first,
let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it because we wanted to start camp off with some fun, and so we decided that we were going to make outlandish, extreme statements right off the top, and just let happen what happens. And I said, Ramon, that this may be the worst offensive line I've ever seen in 11 years covering the Tennessee Titans. And people did not appreciate that feedback or got concerned about that feedback. I think they may not have had the full context of the segment, and that's fine.
And we tried to give it on our show.
Yes, you sure did.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you for it. And it's fine. Reactions, Twitter is not the real world, thank God. So let's talk about the offensive line first and foremost, because today, big fella, pads. So now we actually start to learn what are the positives that you see about the current construct, whether that be coaching, scheme, the unit itself, the players that they've added, guys heading into different situations. Start with the good, and then we'll talk about the potential cons.
The athleticism is, I think, a way above the line from left to right when you look at the guys that are there. The coaching staff, as far as what they're being taught, like I watched offensive line coach Carmen Brasilla, and I had a conversation with him on Saturday. It's just like, I love what you're doing. You're teaching these guys in-game moves. They're doing combination blocks that lead to team drills. Team drills lead to the entire team offense, and hopefully it leads to the game. So I'm seeing that be a part of it as well. He's trying to find some consistency. There's guys that have been here, understand what they're doing. He brought in Austin Slopeman, who helps communicate what the offense is as well. The other part, Buck, Lucas, and listeners, is this as well, is they have an OC and coaches that have been down this pathway before. Sacks are more than just an offensive line thing. It is a quarterback, get rid of the damn ball thing. It is a offensive coordinator, head coach. Coach, you know he can't hold up more than 2.5 seconds. Why are you calling the 7-step rollout when he's not capable of blocking for that long? Scheme matters, which is why when I heard that, I was just like, it's much more than just O-line being bad. It is, Dable, know the scenario. Stay out of third and longs if you can. Run the ball. That helps as well, Buck. And then, of course, you have no real true young pups. When you look at JC, third year, it's a big year. Fourth year for Peter. You look at where Dan is as well, and Slopeman's been in the league, and probably whoever the right guard going to be, figure that out as well. One last thing I think would be just in general, when you look at who they're going against daily, that should help you sharpen your iron as well.
Now, that's a lot of things to monitor as we work our way through this, right? This is the beginning of the offensive line, the true offensive line evaluation. Now talk to me about potential concerns.
Dan, can he find the confidence to continually be under double-digit sacks? If he can hold his sack number to 5 to 6, I think everybody will eat off of his plate. Do you understand me? Can Peter handle the pressure of taking that next step too? JC, going from left to right, having been injured last year, what does that version of him look like too? And not just that, I don't know what their run game is. What is it going to be? All Tony? Is it going to be Tajay? How will they outfit that? Can they be consistent in winning the line of scrimmage? We do not know that. We hadn't seen it consistently. And I'm not talking about a 1,000-yard rusher. I'm talking about 3rd and 5 and you hand it off. Can you get it? How often have we seen that as well? And then the last part I think is the biggest component of it all. What is Cam's clock going to be like? Will he hold on to it if Danielle Hunter's reaching over a tackle to grab him and pull him down? What does that look like from Cam's perspective?
So Ben Jones told us last week that even when there are no pads on, contact pretty much remains the same in the trenches, which we thought was insane. That there's not any level of dial it back. You're just straight up punching dudes in the chest rather than the chest plate.
Yeah.
So how much do offensive linemen look forward to pads getting on and actually getting to have some protection on your body for the contact that's going to stay at the same level?
That physicality stays there, but it goes to the part of game in which helps you in the passing game. How much can I beat this D-line down over the course of practice? I can now hit him in his ribs. I ain't going to try to kill him in his ribs, but if he's rushing if a tackle sees Jeff running down his running down his guard, tap him in his ribs. Let him know, I'm right here. Like, I can beat you down. That's where having a complementary run game balance as an offense pays dividends for you when you can say, I'm not just going to allow you to run forward and I run backwards all game because I play the position backwards. That's where 9 on 11 run game stuff matters. That's where being able to run play action and it's real. If we can come off the line of scrimmage and it looks and feel and sound like a run game, but it's play action, we eat them. If you can't do that or it's not believable because you can't establish the run, then we got to drop back, and that sucks, y'all. Like, I don't think there's a worse feeling than knowing you're down 3 and you can't run the ball. Like, that is a terrible place to be at.
And they knew all last year.
And then, of course, at that point, when you got an injured right tackle and you got a left tackle that gives it up from time to time, that creates problems. It makes Cam speed up more. It makes Cam roll out the pocket a little bit more as well. It is a very fine just line between drinking wine and squashing grapes, as I've once heard before. Like, it is just that simple, Lucas.
Ramon Foster hanging out with us upstairs. Titans' first padded practice of training camp about to get underway. So I think it's fascinating to look at this group of 5, let's just say from left to right, Moore, Skoronski, Schlottmann, Volson, JC, for the purposes of this conversation, where Dan and Skoronski are obviously learning a new scheme under Brian Daboll, a new offensive line coach, but they are returning to the Titans. Yeah. They have been here for the last couple of years. Then you have Schlottmann at center, who is new to the Titans, but not new to Brian Daboll and Carmen Bracillo.
Yep.
And then you have J.C. Latham, who obviously is heading into year 3, learning a new scheme, but very familiar with his surroundings. So then that leaves Cordell Volson at right guard, who has new surroundings, playing for a new team with a totally new scheme and new offensive line coach. How much is on his plate in this training camp, speaking as a former guard yourself?
The fact that he's got so much to prove. Knowing that at any point in time, because of the depth that they have of guys behind him, he can be removed. We're talking about Slater, we're talking about Carmona, and possibly one more guy up the middle that can just upseat him. That pressure of performing should lead to his ability to be what the Titans need him to be at right guard as well. That also puts me in the mind frame that if you win that starting position, I wouldn't be shocked if he is below the line that you see somebody else in there. Jackson Slater's been waiting. He's the one homegrown guy that's been waiting on his opportunity. And if Cordell Volson feels as if it's his and he can slack up, wrong. Like, he needs to be doing what quarterbacks do, build a relationship with every wide receiver in the room. He needs to be talking to JC, inviting him to his house to have dinner every chance he get. That camaraderie that they have together and the fact that both of them are scrapping for the same thing, Volson didn't play last year. Like, he's got to find a way to solidify himself back as a starter or a player in this league. That RR year means nothing to coach. You get a credit, but as far as the play on the field, what are you at this point?
Did we mention that we are on with the color analyst of Titans Radio, Ramon Foster? Not only of Ramon and Will, the hardest working man in local sports media. No, Kirby, it's not you. Don't shrug your shoulders at me. Relax. We're hanging out here at the start of Titans training camp practice. Practice is scheduled to begin at 10:15. So within the next minute or so, we will be able to tell you what's happening on the field today in real time. That's the enjoyable part of having fans out of practice. It's fun to have fans out of practice just generally. Brings a little bit of juice. You guys weren't out here on Saturday. No, Ramon,
I was there.
You were out here on Saturday.
I was there on Saturday.
Pat Coogan getting the crowd fired up. Championship caliber, energy that he was bringing to the table, of which I very much appreciate. I do want to ask you, though, quickly about J.C. Latham. Because J.C. gets the pec injury in the voluntary program, practices sparingly, but he comes back in physical condition that I think would impress anybody. He's obviously a physically impressive person. It's about the way that the skill is refined this year and whether he, can reach the pedigree of what it is to be a 7th overall pick in the draft. For him, as you watch today, what are you specifically looking for?
How he gets out of his stance. What does it look like? Run game, I don't think I ever be a J.C. Latham problem. It is, does he trust himself and his feet to get out of his stance, kind of like those basketball player tackles are. Like, that's one thing I think he was a little skittish in last year. Like, I knew when I played tackle and I had I'm talking about a demon that was going to rush up the line of scrimmage, I made it my point, kick my leg back further and anticipate the snap count way before he could. I think that's what JC dealt with a little bit as he's transitioned from left to right to make himself more comfortable. I'm only interested in does he meet them at the point and what does his feet do after contact. That is the one thing, and I think the only thing JC has to worry about. So I'm interested to see if he try to meet him at a point and give him a two-way and try to run through him, or will he just grab onto him and dominate? And what does he do? Because Jermaine Johnson is a headache, okay, off the edge. And Jacob Martin has been as well. how does JC redirect? Does he trust his feet? That is like being strong, being big, all of that is cool. I've seen fat offensive linemen that are closer to 400 pounds, but you know what they did? They use their feet, they use their length, and they use their size to block. JC's not as big, and he's definitely not out of shape as those dudes. Like, he's 6'6" or whatever it is. He's not 6'8". So his technicality, Buck, on getting to his spot and having good feet is all I'm worried about.
We got a baby Babs signing. The real celebrities are out and about. Dawn, I guess, is here not in a journalistic capacity today.
She's in a mom capacity.
She's here in a mom capacity today. So she got baby Babs and one of baby Babs' friends hanging out, taking in some Titans practice. Yeah, I mean, it's cool to see them. You know, Ramon is somebody who has obviously been through several training camps, and I know Steelers environment a little different than Tennessee or whatever, but to be able to have fans at these experiences always brings an extra level of juice, even for us up here, right? It just feels more real.
It gives that performance anxiety is what it does.
I like that.
Because if somebody get blasted today, it's going to get tweeted out about by a fan.
Yes.
I used to wonder, like, why are all these fans here? It's like, you know why. They want to see you get embarrassed too.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so the young quarterback. Let's talk a little bit more about Cam and the progress that we've seen. I thought he had a nice day on Saturday. I thought we saw a number of different opportunities where this offense looked in rhythm. We haven't had that many opportunities, and understandably so, right? It's a learning process throughout. I think at one point he completed 7 consecutive passes in team drill, and it was one of his better performances so far of this. We're now into the season a little bit, but it's still the offseason program, for lack of a better term, if you're not out here at training camp practice. But from what you saw from the start of the spring, being out here, and what you're seeing now, what do you like, and what are you still looking for from Cam?
Man, Will and I spoke, and it's just where they are right now because Mitch has been around. Like, Mitch, I feel like, is processing the offense because he's a 10-year vet and been in this offense just a snap quicker. But you see Cam, as you mentioned from Saturday's practice, Buck, you've seen it. I feel like his feet be more settled. I see him being able to spot one side and go to the other quicker than he did last year. Even in the spring, he's not holding on to it. He had a play, Buck, probably like the second day of practice last week. So what's that, Thursday? On Thursday, and I was standing on the sideline with Brad Hopkins, and I said, that's growth. He was in the pocket, pressure all around him, and he did not bail out. I said, even if they take a sack right there, that's a 5-yard sack, not a 12-yard sack if he decides to abort the pocket and run outside of it. So I'm seeing a little bit more of that. They got stuff designed for him to get outside the pocket and stuff like that. That should be his only time that he's doing that, because if he's in the pocket, if he takes a sack, they try to swipe at the ball, it's not going much further. If he runs right or left and try to hit the sideline, one, they're going to hit you the same way they did Jackson Dart last year.
Yep.
But the other side of that is stop losing yards. I know you got a cannon of an arm, but those transcontinental passes that you make, they're not normal. Do the normal stuff first, and I see him doing more of that than he did even in the spring. That's my guy. I know that's I told y'all there was a party in here, man. I told y'all.
Okay, it's the first day of pads. First we get the baby Babs. We can hear your loud ass on our mics. Don't you worry. Get him a mic like he needs one.
But
we got the juice today. Look at him with his fan.
Damn, Slay's here.
With his fan.
Baby Babs is here. Where's Baby Zeph?
All the same.
We missed him.
Baby face.
See, he just like us, Dreeland. Baby Zeph. He better be on baby watch.
Baby Zeph and Brent.
Brenton, that's what I like to call him there. Old Brenton.
Oh my God. Well, it's going to be a party. It feels like football for the first day in pads out here at the Titans practice facility. We're going to let Ramon get on with his day. Stop it. You've been on the air for 4 hours.
I might stay up here, man, and watch. I like the up top view.
Okay.
Hang out.
All right.
Since they're closer.
We're going to be calling the action today. We're going to put Lucas's play-by-play chops to the test.
Okay.
It's that time of year. We've got fans out at practice, so we'll be able to tell you.
Buck's a terrible color analyst, by the way. You'll be much better than he would.
Well, Buck know how to get the crowd going, though. That's all that is.
Good and bad, baby. Good and bad.
He's so freaking Brazilian right now with this gold rope chain
I know.
and this taco meat hanging out his chest now.
Megan must have told him not to get a haircut. Yeah. Look at him.
I'm chopping this stuff, chopping it off. It's got to go.
After he went to New York to see his honey. That's the way that it goes.
Absolutely. A smart man.
So we'll keep it going. Stick around. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Kevin Winston is on the show. Mitch Trubisky is on the show. We will have a great conversation with both of those Titans players after practice. I'm Buck Rising. It's 104.5 The Zone. It is summertime. No fun when your AC is out and then thinking you'll be waiting around for hours and hours to hear when someone can come fix it. That's not true with Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. When you book online, you'll find they will send you a photo of the tech that's been assigned to your job and a link to track them in real time so you won't waste your time waiting around. Now you know that you are going to be surrounded by cool air coming from your repaired AC conditioner as soon as possible. AC conditioner, air conditioner. And when the next worry is, how much is this going to cost me? You have Hiller to the rescue again. The price Hiller quotes you is the price you'll actually pay. They are the most trustworthy plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical company around, and it's obvious after 35 years in business, they are the real experts. Professional, experienced, and trustworthy. Happy you'll be, or the service is free. That is the Happy Hiller promise. So visit them online today at happyhiller.com. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. It is the best feeling in the world to be back at Titans practice. Feel like football again. We're getting ready to get this thing going. We've just worked our way through the individual drills, and it looks like the team gathering at the 20-yard line right now before they split off and start getting into we're starting individual drills. We've been warming up to get practice started. Practice started at 10:15. We'll be able to tell you what's happening at practice until 12:15, which is when it ends, and then we will have Mitch Trubisky up here. Lucas, I got a chance to talk to Kevin Winston on Saturday. That's one of those players who, he means his teammates no harm, not necessarily, but he is definitely flying around out there before they put the pads on. That's one of those guys that you have to tell, whoa, as opposed to giddy up.
Mm-hmm. That's one player that maybe some Titans fans have not had at top of mind, but this is a player that came in with a first-round pedigree that fell out of the first round because of an ACL injury and was unable to stay healthy through the majority of his rookie season. But if he can, he's critical, right, to their safety depth, of which there isn't much right now next to Amani Hooker. Kevin Winston Jr. quietly, I feel like, is one of the more important players to the Titans defense in 2026.
Very much so. And he spoke. We will play you. We had about a 5-minute conversation with Kevin after practice on Saturday, so we'll play that for you. I think maybe at the end of this segment, depending on when Kroll is ready to go with that, we can reconvene at a later moment and talk about when that makes the most sense. But he is incredibly important, especially for what their depth also does not appear to be with the corners, right? You've seen how many they've already churned the bottom of the roster, Lucas, in these last couple of weeks since camp has opened. The depth there specifically is going to be something that I think people are fixated on. You're hoping that your pass rush is at a high enough level that it makes life a little easier on your coverage unit. But what did Ben Jones tell us about the poking holes in this scheme? All you got to do is block one of them, and you give yourself that opportunity to take advantage of some holes that exist in their coverage. So we'll see how that plays out. Ben also talked to us when he was out here with us about wide receivers looking forward to getting in pads as much as offensive linemen. Maybe not as much as offensive linemen, but that being a huge benefit to them too. Robert Saleh on Saturday, Lucas said, as a staff, they don't do 1v1s until they're in the pads. So today will be the first opportunity that we get to see the wide receivers and the defensive backs working in a one-on-one capacity and see who gets the better of those competitions. I'm looking forward to that in particular.
Yeah, there could be some fun physical matchups. Look forward to seeing Alontae Taylor get his first one-on-one opportunities in full pads as a Titan. Cordell Flott on top of that. And Carnell Tate finally getting some of that work in for the first time as a rookie. So over the weekend, some transactions just yesterday. The Titans waived defensive end David Ebuka-Agoha, safety Hudson Clark, and defensive tackle Cam Horsley, who I feel like gave them some good snaps last year.
Yes.
Cam Horsley.
Robert said he was one of the players that he noticed as far as how much physically different he looked from year over year, who might be able to give them some snaps. By the way, it doesn't mean that he's gone forever. He could be a practice squad guy at any given point during the season, depending on where his career takes him next.
So they signed Kalen Saunders Sr., who's about 8 years into his NFL career.
Been around a while,
defensive tackle. They signed defensive back Derek Canteen, and they signed an international player. Is it Laki Tassi?
I have not talked to PR yet, so I cannot confirm.
He is a Samoan and part of the NFL's international program that in 2022, allegedly, a family friend who owned a burger shop suggested that he switch to American football. He had been playing rugby for his entire life.
You're eating 7 of these. Do you want to play offensive line?
He decided to try it out. He entered the NFL Academy in Gold Coast, Queensland. And then in December 2024, he was chosen for the NFL's International Player Pathway program. He became a defensive lineman. He comes in at about 6'6", 347, great arm length. And he ended up going undrafted and signing with the Raiders as a UDFA. He was waived last August and then re-signed to the practice squad. So he spent last year on the Raiders practice squad, signed a reserve or a future contract with them in January and was waived just a couple of weeks ago, really 1 week ago. And now here he is as a Titan. So it's always interesting to see
good backstory.
How far those international guys can go with these opportunities. According to the Titans, he comes in at 6'6", 373.
Full-sized.
373.
We should be able to see him from up here on the SeatGeek Terrace. And it's a great vantage point for us today. By the way, when we get to team drills, so like I mentioned, Lucas is going to help us out with some play-by-play, calling out some action, and we have a great vantage point to be able to do that for you today. I do want to mention quickly, because we do have a preseason football game this week. We have the Hall of Fame game on Thursday.
Oh, man.
So you got the Panthers and the Cardinals, which is probably the only time we'll talk about the Panthers and the Cardinals, hopefully, throughout the course of the season, other than injuries. My God, did you see another player got carted off today?
In Carolina?
No, I don't believe it was Carolina. But we have already had news this morning of a player getting carted off, and I want to make sure I know who that is off the top of my Twitter updates, but I will find that for you here in just a little bit. I don't think it was Carolina, but either way, training camp injuries are happening everywhere.
Kobe Bryant.
Oh, the corner.
Yeah.
Who just left Los Angeles and now is signed where? He's Chicago?
Yeah, he's in Chicago. Got hurt during one-on-ones and was taken inside.
Yeah, and Chicago's defense is already a question mark, so I'm sure that's a talking point there for them, unfortunately. We do have preseason football, and I just want to quickly say, since you did a nice job highlighting there a player who we may not talk a great deal about once we get into the actual season, if he's around, Titans Radio does a really good job of telling you the stories of the guys who will not necessarily be huge talking points once the season begins, but are important to know at this time of year if you're trying to see who's going to make the bottom end of your roster. So I know Will has been out here the last couple of days doing some good work on that, and they're looking forward to rolling that out for you in, next week? Not quite this time next week, but next week we'll be in San Francisco. There will be a preseason game ahead, and so we've got padded practices in between to talk about. The other thing on Saturday, I don't know, you were in New York at a BTS concert, of which I'm sure we'll talk about Wednesday when we're back in studio and have time for more frivolous things. But Saturday was a fun practice to be out here for. I thought, and we talked about it with Ramon. Cam had a nice day, put on a good performance. We're looking forward to seeing how he continues to stack days as far as the way that the offense flowed, because we've seen a back and forth. Wan'Dale Robinson was up here talking to us a couple of days ago about the defense getting the better of them and how they needed to respond. Well, respond they did, which was a nice thing to see, and that's basically what training camp is about.
Yeah, it was good to hear from Calvin Ridley, good to hear from Will Levis. Both had pretty interesting things to say.
They did.
I felt like.
Yeah.
I mean,
Latham was excellent.
At what point do the Titans do like a reverse endorsement of Chipotle? Like just,
hey man, we are in.
That's
Metro
in your
Center.
contract.
Okay,
you're not allowed to eat it. Only if you are a Titans wide receiver.
No.
Not allowed to eat at Chipotle.
What
put it in writing.
Did you see they're in Mexico now? I saw a whole thing in
like
the Wall
Chipotle's branching into Mexico.
Yeah, they're
and I'm
there's
not
a
here.
whole spread in the Wall Street Journal about can they do it?
Look, and I'll go to Chipotle tomorrow.
No, I know.
Like I am a Chipotle guy. They could let me down.
But we got to talk about this one. We got to talk about this Chipotle in Metro Center because this is the second notable victim.
How do we know? Are we sure that it's that location that got both AJ and Calvin?
I will confirm. AJ definitely. Calvin, we did not specifically ask which Chipotle that got him. But there is a Chipotle near the facility that is looking more incriminating by the day. So perhaps because somebody straight up asked him, did you get the lettuce virus? And he said, no, I had Chipotle. And it was coming out of, well, we'll play you the audio later on. And because Calvin had some interesting football things to say, we wanted to hear him talk about reuniting with Brian Dable. We haven't had the opportunity. Hell, we haven't talked to I mean, it's been more than a calendar year since Will Levis has been on record about anything, right? Because he's been out of here since before training camp started last year. And he may, again, be out of here in a different capacity. But we do not yet know how that's going to go. And preseason will tell us a lot in one direction or another. We will play the full Levis availability. It's about 9 minutes later on in the show. In fact, Krull, if we have that ready, why don't we do that coming up next? We can take a break early here as we get ready to get underway for the first padded practice of the season at Tennessee Titans camp, live from the Titans practice facility. It's 104.5 The Zone. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. We're hanging out at the Titans practice facility. It is the first day of padded practice. We are in individual periods right now. Offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, wide receivers, quarterbacks, the whole way through. We will have team drills for you shortly because fans are at practice today, the second practice for fans, to be able to attend and take in the sights and the sounds of what their football team could be in 2026. We will be able to tell you in real time what's happening on the practice field. So we'll look forward to getting into that. I do want you to hear Will Levis's press conference from Saturday because I thought there was a lot of interesting stuff in there. J.C. Latham, Calvin Ridley, and Levis were the three players made available. It's the first time we've heard from the former Titans starter in over a calendar year, given his AC joint repair surgery that he elected to have before training camp last year. So here is the Titans quarterback for the first time in almost 12 months.
How do you feel like things have gone so far since you're back out here from the shoulder?
I'm loving it. I'm having so much fun. It's been awesome being in the room with the guys. I mean, I feel like we have a really tight-knit group. Dave just keeps it, serious but fun at the same time. Shay as well. I'm just, so blessed to be back playing the game I love and throwing it how I, want to throw it again. So just, it's been awesome.
How are you keeping yourself from press of knowing, the competition that you have and the opportunities and stuff?
I'm just focused on having fun. I mean, not playing last year, at first it was tough. I realized how much I needed that time, not just physically, but just mentally too, to just calm the nervous system, get away from ball for the first time since second grade, I think, and I was able to make a lot of strides physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and I'm just focused on having fun, and I feel like as long as I do that, then I'm going to be playing my best ball. So
rewiring before. I think it was your first year as a starter. You had mentioned how you had to rewire yourself. Is that something that you were able to do, mentally, mental rewire?
Yeah. I probably was talking about it before, but I didn't know what I meant by that, and I feel like I figured out kind of what I needed from a mental side, and took as many steps as I could to take that into account throughout my time away, and I feel like I'm feeling the dividends of it, and just got to make sure that I'm being self-conscious and self-aware of all my thoughts and feelings and being honest with myself and revisiting things of the past that I might not have been able to fully get through at that time and place, and addressing why and finally getting past them. So I just feel like the overall just calming of my central nervous system and where I'm at mentally is in a much healthier place than it's ever been.
Well, how do you feel about your opportunity with this team now, and what's kind of been their message to you about that opportunity?
I mean, I'm just trying to make the most of every opportunity that I get. I can't control the reps that I get, and I'm trying to keep this or make this time or take this time to obviously work on myself, but bring along others with me. Obviously the reps I've taken before with mainly the ones and twos, and I have the opportunity to work with guys that are really fighting for a roster position now, and trying to bring them along and make as many opportunities for them as much as I'm making opportunities for me. So I'm not worried about the competition per se or the amount of opportunities that they're going to give me. I just got to make sure that I'm ready for when they are given to me, and just preparing to be the best at that as possible.
How beneficial is Dable for you, Will? So far, I know it's early.
Yeah, no, he's been great. I love his just mentality he takes with coaching the quarterback position. Not as much black and white, I think, as other coaches I've had in the past, and allowing us to play a little more free and trusting us in what we see in our decision making, even though it's not what's said on the paper per se. And I love it. He has us take control, even though I was learning the offense just along with everyone else earlier in the spring. Right off the jump, I felt comfortable with, if I was confident I knew something well, even though I didn't have hey, if we get this look on this play, think this. It was coming more naturally to me to be able to get us into other looks that we might not have even discussed about, but I can trust my guys to get in the right spots. So stuff like that, and just the energy he brings, and he's already warned us that he could definitely get emotional on game days and stuff like that. But hey, I love that. You guys have seen from me, I'm an emotional guy too. I like having fun. I like celebrating when we're up. Trying to bring each other back around when we're down, and he seems like the guy that you want to fight for, and we've already felt that.
I believe this is year 4. How much you feel like you've grown as a person, maybe, and as a
players?
A lot. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, dang, this is really year 4. I'm a true vet at this point. Getting that letter from the PA, getting vested. Like, I didn't even know, like, being on IR, like, that counts as a vested season. And to get that, like, that was like, wow. Definitely grown a lot. I feel like I was a kid when I got here. I've definitely turned into a man, and there's still a lot of growing that I need to do. And but I think what I touched on earlier, just on the mental side, being able to not care as much about what other people say or what other people think. I feel like I worked a lot for other people's approval in the beginning of my career, and whereas I'm just trying to be the best version of me at this point, and I have more confidence than I've ever had because of that. I don't need to go out there and win X amount of games before I can feel the confidence. Like, I have the confidence right now. I know I've put the tape out there already that I'm a dang good quarterback in this league, and I'm even better than I ever have been. So.
Do you still have the faith that you have a future as a starter in this league?
100%. I know I'm. I think there are not 32 quarterbacks in this league better than me. I know that for sure.
Reconcile that faith with the just wanting to have fun and just taking the reps that are given to you. It seems like it's probably
you can have both. You have that confidence, but that's not what I'm thinking about when I'm stepping on the field. I mean, maybe at one point in my career I was thinking about trying to prove that to people, but I have that belief in myself while still not trying to make that one of my main points of emphasis of proving that. I know that as long as I just play the way that I'm blessed with the abilities that I'm blessed to have and the capabilities that I have and I've learned to develop as a quarterback, like, that's just going to come, and when I get the opportunities, I know that I'm going to make the most of it and I'm going to shine.
Where did this change in your mindset come from during the time off? Was it soul searching, or what really was it?
I think it was just truly trying to be honest with myself with a lot of things that happened, whether it was on the field, off the field. I think I've suppressed a lot of emotions I've had in the past just to, be the person to not care about it, but sometimes that's not healthy. And addressing things that I felt that came up from the past that I wasn't able to truly move on from, and just sometimes it's uncomfortable to have those conversations, and that's why that I avoided it in the past. But being able to have them and have that time off and address them was really helpful.
Blame yourself for what happened to this team in 24?
Absolutely not. No, I mean, there's no one person to blame. Like, I definitely could have played better. No.
Dable, he had mentioned how the key to a relationship with you guys is seeing the game through the eyes of the quarterback. What does that mean to you, and do you have any examples of how he's been able to do that with you?
Yeah, I'd actually point to Gilu, our receivers coach yesterday. He did a good job of he was doing a presentation on just like securing the football at the catch, but it turned into a presentation on just like how hard the quarterback position is and how everyone needs to understand that, and how the more grace you give the quarterback and understand that it's not just on him, it's on everybody as a whole, the more obviously responsibility we take on ourselves, but taking the more just team approach of how it takes all of us. And we got to do our job sometimes. We know that in those certain situations at the end of the game, like some fourth downs, like we got to be able to make those plays. But if we keep the onus on everybody as a group opposed to just one specific player, then we're going to go far as a team. And I think Dable understands that as much as anybody else. He's obviously been able to work with a lot of really talented quarterbacks, and he's got a lot of experience, and he knows just how hard this position is. And I think because of that, he's able to coach us really well.
And Sal, he had mentioned the 3 pillars of quarterback: red zone, 2-minute, third down. What's your take on that? Do you agree with that? Well, obviously you agree.
That's where you're making money. Like, that's what, obviously you got to be efficient on first and second down. That was the team competition today, just efficiency overall. But those are the situations that, 1, are the most fun, and 2, are the most crucial if you want to, be remembered and stay a consistent quarterback in this league. And I've been able to have a lot of great moments in all those moments, and maybe not as consistent in others as I would have liked, but there's no better feeling than getting that 2-minute drive done and leading the team to a victory and coming off that field knowing that what you did, you're backed against the wall, the odds are not in your favor, and you're still able to come out on top. So those are what the special ones are able to do, and I'm looking forward to my next opportunities.
Jim, last one.
Yeah, I was going to ask you just what it's like being back with Wandell again, reunited with him.
He's awesome. He's a special player. We brought him here for a reason because he can definitely be a huge asset for us. It's been fun to spend some time with him off the field, and just seeing him and Cam's relationship develop has been really cool because he's a special type of player, but you also got to learn, his abilities and how you can best help him with the ball. And I'm just excited to have him, and it's cool to be able to share the field with him again.
So that is Will Levis from Saturday. Lucas adamant on two fronts, that there are not 32 quarterbacks in this league better than he is, and that he is not entirely to blame for what happened to the team in 2024, which was an interesting question. I don't know. I joke about you and he and how you view him as a Tennessee fan, and I think the audience understands that it's in jest, that you don't actually harbor any ill will towards this human being. But a lot of people do, for the way that his career has gone so far, and I do think he makes some good points there. I'm curious to see what becomes of him in the next phase of his career. I don't know that it's a certainty that he's not still here.
Yeah. I think for fans, I think for most fans, Will Levis ended up being who they thought he was going to be as an NFL quarterback, right? Like, you didn't have to be a Tennessee fan to not love the Will Levis pick.
There were plenty of people who were evaluating him in the draft who had no connection to Tennessee or SEC football who would have said the same thing.
Right. So that ended up playing out on the field, and then that can lead to resentment harbored by Titans fans. But like it or not, Will Levis performing well this preseason would be a good thing for the Tennessee Titans, even if that pick gets bumped up one round. But if he goes out there and balls out, it does feel like we're in a place where Cam's the starter, Mitch is the backup. It would behoove the Titans for Will Levis to play good football and have other teams around the league scratching their heads and saying, okay, maybe there is something here.
Yeah, no, and that's, I don't know why you would be rooting against him as a figure, right? Because it didn't go the way that you wanted it to go, and because you hold him more responsible than, he's an easy face, right? He's an easy face to assign to, this is a bad period of my sports fandom, and you're the reason why. But he's not exclusively the reason why, and I think that's important to remember. So anything that Brian Daboll and Shea Tierney and the rest of that new Titans offensive coaching staff can do to rehabilitate the player is to your benefit. There's no need to prey on the downfall of Will Levis the way that some people seem to do. We are getting ready for some team drills here in just a second, so we will take a break. Lucas has his ice cream, so he wants me to take a break even more. What do you got, coconut and Oreo? What's in there?
I just got vanilla ice cream, and I threw on coconut Oreos and a few gummy bears.
That's an interesting combination.
I mean, all of those things. Which of those things are not good?
No, all of them are good. In fact, the worst thing in there is the vanilla ice cream, but that's a conversation.
No, don't slander vanilla
for another
ice cream.
day. Stick right here. Titans training camp ongoing. We will give you some team play-by-play in the second hour coming up next. "12 years. The Tennessee Men's Clinic is now celebrating 12 years in business. Now open in Murfreesboro, serving Nashville, Franklin, Clarksville, and the borough, and more. across Middle Tennessee. If you're not familiar with the Tennessee Men's Clinic and what they can do for you, let me help you cut through the noise. They are legit script certified. If you don't know, look it up so you know what they are giving you is actually what they're giving you. A legit script certified clinic doesn't live in the gray area that a lot of these treatment plans or online solutions absolutely do. They've been in business almost 20 years treating men in Tennessee with a real history, getting better every year, never an add-on. Urologist-led, a urologist oversees every protocol and your care. So if you want the best, go to the Tennessee Men's Clinic. $99 is all it costs for a full hormone panel plus PSA. You will know your exact numbers in about an hour. So call today at 615-208-9090. That's 615-208-9090, or visit them online at TennesseeMen'sClinic.com.
$11 a.m. Good morning from Titans training camp at Vanderbilt Health Football Center. I'm Lucas Panzica. The Titans are on the practice field today, and it is the first padded practice of training camp. Team drills happening as we speak with fans in attendance. In NFL news over the weekend, the Houston Texans reportedly are bringing back free agent edge rusher Jadeveon Clowney, the 33-year-old, going back to the place that drafted him number 1 overall back in 2014. In other news, the U.S. men's national team announced a new deal for manager Mauricio Pochettino. He is set to lead the U.S. through the 2030 Men's World Cup. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome in to Titans training camp practice, the first full day of pads, and we got team drills going on right now, so I won't delay. Now, Cam Ward and the first team, for the most part, have already gone, but they will be back on the field, and we will continue to update you as these things go along. But Lucas is going to flex some play-by-play chops for us right now.
Robert's up here, too. Maybe get a three-man booth going on.
Yeah.
All right, Titans spread it out here. Mitch Trubisky in the gun. It's the twos on offense going up against the twos on defense. Trubisky shifts out of shotgun, under center. Snap, swing, toss, left side, juking up the field and bulling forward for 4 to 5 yards is Kalel Mullings with the carry, and a little bit chippy after the play. We're seeing that. Saw J.C. Latham and Jeffrey Simmons get, it was kind of like two horns getting locked up and just nobody wanting to let go. Nothing happening, no punches being swung or anything like that. But what do we even call it, a mini scuffle, the first of two?
I would not call it a scuffle, Robert.
A brouhaha.
Perhaps.
Perhaps a brouhaha.
Nice rep from Kendrick Falk coming off the edge on that last play.
We'll call it 2nd and 6 here. Trubisky back in the gun. Titans trying to stay ahead of the chains here. High snap, Trubisky handles it, fakes a handoff, quick dump out right side, and bumped out of bounds after picking up the first down is your rookie out of Penn State, Nick Singleton. Little 6-yard chunk to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Robert, how'd you like him in the draft process? There's some reason to believe that because of what he brings, not just as a runner, but also in pass pro, that he can push Tajay Sharp for that third down back role.
Right, solid back. If he would have came out a year prior, probably would have been a higher drafted prospect. Didn't have the year he wanted to last year, but responded and is in a nice spot in this Titans backfield where he doesn't have to prove anything year one. He can learn behind Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears.
And he'll stay on the field here. Titans have it 1st and 10. On their own 43-yard line. Trubisky under center. The give. Singleton behind left guard. Has some room. Wiggles up between the hash marks and bullies his way across. Still on his feet. That's a first down and more. Nick Singleton refusing to go down with first contact.
Violence and contact balance, something that you're looking for as the second team makes its way off the field. Now we will get the opportunity to see Will Levis 3s on 3 here at Titans training camp practice.
And who sprung that block for him to get downfield? Jaron Kanak.
Oh.
Showing up right on time, baby. Right on time.
Kanak at the disco.
Widespread Kanak in full effect as now Will Levis steps in. We'll call this a 2nd and 10. Levis play action. Quick dart left side. There he is. Xavier Restrepo with the catch, and a few yards after the fact, picking up the first down, a gain of 8. And it'll move the chains.
He was the first player out on the practice field, was Restrepo this morning. Had some fans who were in attendance asking us about Restrepo. Lucas, there's no question, whatever he might be as a talent, he is busting his ass to try and make this football team.
Yeah, absolutely. And he is with the 3s, as we said. So Will Levis, the one playing quarterback. That's the group Restrepo is currently with. Levis in the gun now, 1st and 10. Levis and the offense have it on their own 44. Maybe some early movement, no whistle. There are referees on the field. Levis takes the snap, play action, steps up out of pressure, lobs it down the right side, jump ball, but caught at the 45, and basically we'll call it forward progress there. That is KJ Osborne, the offseason free agent acquisition, picking up the first down.
We're not talking enough about what his role with this team can be. It's not a sexy name, KJ Osborne, but that's a professional wide receiver who's here to bring up the floor of this room, Robert.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it later. Got to see him take some reps at punt returner. Exciting for his possibilities there.
This looks like, we'll call it a 1st and 8 here, some situational stuff. Levis takes the snap, swings it out right side, and just pushing through some tackles is Michael Carter for a gain of 4 or 5, we'll call it. They're going to keep moving things around here. Now they want to set up a 2nd and 3 for the offense on their own 49. Levis and the 3s will stay out there.
Well, and something worth us monitoring for the audience is how things change from this first team drill for each of the 3 units to the next, because this is the one that is most on script.
Fernando Carmona taking some reps at right guard with this third team.
Levis in the gun on this 2nd and 3. He is flanked with a back on his left hip, takes the snap, handoff. It is Pollard who bullies up behind left guard, has the first down and plenty more. They'll thud him at about the 35-yard line. and the horn blows, we'll shift to another part of the field.
Yes, so people heard Pollard, and we were talking about the third team there. That's kind of an example of a guy who you know is going to be your starter, mixing in with a different unit. We've talked about that. Now we will get the opportunity to talk about some Cam Ward action. He did already have a first-team drill 11-on-11 so far, but we were in commercial break, so we'll get you caught up with that here in just a second.
As you talked about guys taking reps with different parts of the teams you may not expect them to, Joshua Williams, who was one of the corners they added in free agency, was also with the third team on the previous series.
We're going with a 1st and 20 here. 1st and 20, some situational stuff, maybe a hypothetical holding penalty that pushed the Titans back. So 1st and 20 from their own 30. Ward takes the shotgun snap, steps back, finds a seam down the middle, caught by Robinson with nothing but open space to run into. Kevin Winston Jr. probably could have had a pop at him, but chose not to make contact, and that is a first down pickup on 1st and 20, Ward to Robinson.
But did you see the way that he immediately dropped his shoulder, Wan'Dale Robinson, anticipating some level of contact, the way that he protects himself as a smaller guy against Kevin Winston, who is a giant figure out there and screams around on the field, is what makes him such a valuable player for this offense.
Here we're going 2nd and 12. Titans on their own 34. Ward, I don't know how much I can say about what's happening here, as it's a straight shotgun snap to one Tyjae Spears, the Wildcat, and he jets up the middle to pick up a few yards. I don't think he would have technically picked up the first down.
I don't think so either.
But a little bit of trickery.
Well, and that's, that's the thing that we're kind of waiting to learn still about Tyjae Spears, even though he's heading into year 4, right? This is a situation for him where his deployment is going to be critical. He has to take advantage of every opportunity.
By the way, earlier during the break, Ward did have a chunk play down the right side of the field to Calvin Ridley on a really nice throw. Here's a 1st and long, ball on the own 42 of the Titans. Some early movement. Cam trying to bait the near side defensive end. Now takes the snap. Over the middle. Quick pass. Robinson has the first down and plenty more. Ball is free. He has to fall on it. But that's the second one in about a span of 3 plays where Ward is letting that thing fly before Robinson even turns his head around between the hash marks right in the middle of the field.
Jackson Slater getting the nod with the first team here at right guard, and a great rep against JFM, stunting him in what you would classify as a win on the offensive line.
Yes. We love to see the contact, the violence, things getting a little chippy. Should be fun here on this next snap.
A sip of melted ice cream as it is 2nd and 10. Titans on their own 41. Ward back in the gun. I cannot tell you who is in motion, what the formation looks like.
Okay, buddy, you're doing great.
Out of an abundance of caution, we're keeping it to the nuts and bolts here as Cam takes the shotgun snap. Under pressure, escapes it to his right. Still eyes downfield, picked off in the middle of the field, running back the other way. Amani Hooker.
That is 6.
Pick 6. It was, again, Ward looking for Robinson, and he tries to force that one a bit across his body. Hooker had it read the whole way through. Cam trying to force one there.
That's just a veteran play. Amani saw it the whole way through. And again, we understand that there are situational things that the football team is being asked to do that may not necessarily play out in an unscripted portion of practice. But a great read on that ball, Robert, by Amani.
What Cam Ward did not see on the blind side of the field, Calvin Ridley working against Flott and got loose down the side, but he's looking on the left side. Calvin's on the right.
So now we have the 2s for another first and 15 here for Mitch Trubisky and the group on their own 35. Straight drop on the shotgun snap. Trubisky pump faking, has to escape, running up the middle. Actually has some space there, and he will greet defensive contact, if you can call it that, right at midfield. But it's a nice pick up by Trubisky, who can move around, right? Mitch Trubisky has been a mobile quarterback throughout his career, obviously brings an element that Brandon Allen most certainly did not as the Titans' backup quarterback last year.
Well, and here's the thing. Okay, for a period of time, he's going to look like the best quarterback on the practice field because he's been in the league for damn near 10 years.
He started. He's
started
been in the playoffs.
a ton of games.
So they're going to back it up here. Let's say this is a 2nd and I'm terrible at math. 2nd and 10.
Oh, okay.
2nd and 10. Trubisky, shotgun snap. Little screen down low to Singleton. Gets a block across midfield.
I love that swim move by him.
Singleton just bouncing off of defenders like pinballs.
Well, and that's what we haven't really talked about either with Singleton, and something that's very much on tape. He's played a lot of football at Penn State, right? But he was a very effective receiver in certain situations. He can definitely get you those yards after the catch.
Femi Oladejo rushing off the right side there was stunned by BCD, had no time to play, stuck him right there, and Mitch Trubisky was able to dump the ball off for the screen.
Yeah, BCD in at right tackle here with the twos. Mitch Trubisky still in at quarterback. He is flanked on his left hip by Khalil Mullings, the running back. This is another 2nd and 10 as they move it up a few yards. Snap coming from their own 41. Trubisky takes the snap, steps out of pressure. Same thing, space up the middle. He finds that gap left open by the defense and takes it. You would think in a game, Trubisky would have slid down right around midfield just short of the marker.
That, or for as quickly as 94 got in there, that would have been a sack.
Yeah, it's always hard to tell these days.
Again, you have to take care of your teammates in these situations, and everybody's cognizant of that. Certainly the quarterbacks and the defensive linemen on red alert for different reasons. But 94, whose name escapes me, Lucas, on the roster.
94 is Timmy Horn.
Timmy Horn, who has been with this team in a practice squad capacity.
His body looks so much different this year compared to last year.
So we're going to go with another 2nd and long here. Mitch Trubisky taking the snap. It's a give up the middle. Spears is swarmed and slung down, barely getting across the line of scrimmage. Defense wins that rep in the run game.
James Williams in that gap so fast with a little bit of Cam Ward flair to the celebration after the fact. How James Williams differentiates himself in that linebacker room is going to be fascinating here because, again, we talk a lot about the guys that we expect to start, understandably so. There's some exciting players, but that depth needs a focus too.
Back with the threes, 1st and 15 on their own 40. Michael Carter is the running back in to the left of quarterback Will Levis, standing flat-footed, shotgun stance. Signals to his receivers on the right, settles in, takes the snap. Levis looking right, turns left, dumps it down. Carter has some blockers, bounces wide left side across midfield, and bullies his way to near the first down marker. Pickup of about 14, but there is a flag behind the play.
Big hit by Kendall Brooks.
Kendall Brooks, again, secondary depth, something worth talking about here. And, Lucas, I had forgotten that Michael Carter was on the football team a couple of weeks ago. There he is.
Yeah.
Again, where do you think Julius Chestnut has to be the man who's looking around with the most uncertainty as far as his job?
Was surprised he wasn't getting some reps with the returners today.
Chestnut?
Yeah, that, correct.
Here's a 2nd and long. Titans snapping it from their own 44. Levis, quick throw over the middle. Wide open, caught by DMR up the middle as he gets across the 40. Good enough for the first down before he sees first contact.
DMR with some sneaky tenure on this football team and has been a quality special teams player, has developed into a quality special teams player. His contributions, his abilities on offense, we haven't seen a ton of him, though he did have a touchdown pass or touchdown reception last year.
Here we have a 2nd and 10. Levis.
Dawn, you want to do some sideline reporting for us?
Let's get Dawn down there with his cell phone.
Canick to the strong side.
Unfortunately, I'm a 6-year-old.
Levis takes the snap, guns it left side, dirts it right into the feet of one Hank Beatty.
Yes.
Out of Illinois, a UDFA.
The Great White Hope. He was having a hell of a spring. If I'm being completely honest with you, Ramon and Slay and I were out here watching practice a couple of days and making jokes about who is white number 13. But Hank Beatty is going to push for a practice squad spot, certainly, and you will need these guys at various points throughout the course of the season.
Getting questions on who is DMR. Why, that's David Martin Robinson, of course, the annual Titans Camp Crush at tight end.
Y'all new here?
2nd and 10. 1 yard shy of midfield for the Titans threes. Levis takes the snap, pump fakes the screen, hands off, up the middle. A little bit of shake and bake from Chestnut getting across the 40. Pyle is pushed across the marker for the first down, so there's a little Julius Chestnut action.
Roasting, not quite on an open fire because it's actually rather temperate today.
Feels good.
At training camp. Feels great.
I want to go back to James Williams a second while we've got a slight reprieve here. You asked how he was going to make an impact in that room, and I think he did it pre-snap in the reps that he got with the limited fashion with the second team. In constant communication, making sure everybody's lined up and pushed to their positions. That's how he's going to do it. He's going to do it by showing that he can back up positions. He's going to show it on special teams, and he's going to show it with his tenacity on the field. As you noted, the tackle where he filled the gap, that's where he's going to make his money.
Yeah.
The dude's long, strong, and down to get somebody on the ground.
I was really hoping for down to get some friction on.
And I used long, strong, and down to get the pass rush on last week, so I've got to get some new new flavor.
It's not like the Chestnuts roasting on an open fire joke hasn't been made 10,000 times. It's all right. I forgive you. So now we're in special teams.
Yeah.
So now what we've seen, you guys have gotten a fairly good dose of what things look like on the practice field. I thought it was a pretty good back and forth with all three units, and we can continue to talk about what we just saw and keep you updated when they get back in the team. Coming up next, I'm Buck Rising. It's 104.5 The Zone. Welcome back here at Titans training camp practice, fully padded practice. We're in the middle of team drills. Get you a little more play-by-play. Cam Ward would have been sacked by Jeff Simmons on this pass play. First team back out on the field, Lucas.
I think we're working on a 3rd and 8 here, so some 3rd and long situational stuff for Cam Ward and the ones. As Ward is in the gun, this time it's Spears flanking him on his left hip. Drops, fires, deep left side, caught, Iomanner, toe tap. 1st and goal, Titans, as he gets it into the 7, pushed out of bounds by Taylor.
And Alec Iomanner was the talk of camp on Saturday. He's had a really nice start to the summer, looking to find his way in a now more crowded wide receiver room, right? But what he does bring is that length, that contested catchability. He does seem to have better body control so far this year, understanding that these are just practices. He's an interesting figure here. I don't know whose skill set is more viable in this offense between him and DK. They're not competing for the same snaps.
Dan Moore with a great rep against Jeff there, actually walling him off from Cam.
Now we're out with the 2s. Mitch Trubisky back in at quarterback. He'll step up under center. 1st and 10. Titans on the opposing 30-yard line offensively. It's Trubisky. Play action, fakes to Spears, rolls right, looking downfield, guns it deep, tipped, incomplete. Getting a hand on it was James Williams. Trubisky just trying to get it up and over those defenders. Looked like he had a man sitting there at the 15, and it's incomplete.
Those long-ass arms.
That's what I was just going to say. And that former safety skill set, he's a plus in coverage. Again, it's about eye discipline for him, but he's a vet at this point in his career and looking to see how he can find additional ways to make opportunities beyond being a plus on special teams, because God knows he likes to hit.
2nd and 2. Some short yardage situational stuff right on the edge of the red zone on the 22-yard line. Trubisky will go under center. It is Spears in the backfield. Takes the snap, fakes the give to Spears, lobs middle of the field, tipped, nearly picked off, dropped, but incomplete. That was Solomon Thomas who got a paw on it, and it looked like Elliott was the one who almost had the interception, couldn't hang on. Incomplete. No, Kirby's saying there's an offside. I did not see a flag.
Falk jumped early. Austin Deculus got totally mobbed by Solomon Thomas on that play.
Yeah, and that's not the best decision by Mitch Trubisky.
Yep. So now we're going to back it up to a 3rd down situation. 3rd and 4, maybe 4.5 for Trubisky in the offense on the 24. It is Michael Carter in the backfield. Trubisky steps up, barks out orders to the offense. Back into his shotgun stance, right foot in front of his left. High snap, able to control under pressure. Trubisky throws incomplete at the 15. That may be a sack in real time.
Well, and it was a rookie party in the backfield. Could have been, because that's Anthony Hill and Keldrick Falk surrounding Mitch Trubisky there. A good recovery by Mitch Trubisky to catch it. Just not enough time, I think, in a real game situation to let that ball loose.
Probably a sack in a real game, right?
Anthony Hill, who's been pretty quiet this camp, with a great stunt there to find the open space and get into the backfield.
Well, and Robert, we talked about that last week, right? He's got pass rush ability. It's just a question of how much they're going to blitz as a defense.
All right, let's get the 3s some work here as Will Levis is under center on a 1st and 10 at the plus 30-yard line. Levis takes the snap, handoff right up the middle, straight into a big bear hug for maybe 1 or 2 yards on the play. 32, Nick Singleton,
yes,
the rookie out of Penn State.
Singleton, again, with some plus abilities there. I'm curious to see how Levis's body language is today. That's been a talking point. I know 3HL has talked about that a lot. He's working with the 3s, so there's going to be some drop-off, but he and how he presents is also important here.
2nd and long for Levis as there's early movement on the snap. Looked like Garrett Dellinger. So a false start going to be the call here? Yes.
Mohamed Diabate in the middle of that defense, too. A guy we really don't talk about in that linebacker group, but he's been getting a lot of runs with the 2s, not really relegated to the 3rd group, and has an interesting body type. Similar to James Williams, not as long, but a slender build.
Rasheed Miller is the left tackle here, the UDFA out of Louisville, for what it's worth. Levis in the gun on 2nd and long. Handoff. Behind left guard is Singleton, and the pile gets pushed across the 30, picks up a handful there to bring up 3rd and forever.
Robert, and you bring up guys that we don't talk a lot about, but that's another depth guy on defense. That's Jalen Holmes, who is new to this football team, who got into the backfield early on in the play. Again, their depth is going to be better on the defensive line. We understand this. But the offensive line, we're trying to figure out who are the swing tackles and, frankly, who's the starting caliber guard on this team.
Yeah, right tackle currently with this group is Emil Wagner, the UDFA out of Notre Dame, as they move the ball to the 24. 3rd and 4 here for Levis and the threes. He's got Mullins with him in the backfield now on his left hip. Levis in the gun.
Extra bodies at the line of scrimmage.
Takes the snap. Pressure on its way. Levis flings it to the right side of the field. Falls incomplete. A little bit overcooked for Hank Beatty making that run in the right flat.
Well, and Beatty looked like he was getting his jersey tug on a little bit there, so I'm not sure how much of that was on Levis and how much of that was on some defensive contact that wasn't called.
Yeah, I don't know if Jim Carrey's out here, but it is the Truman Jones show when he's rushing off the right side. He is having his way with Emil Wagner. Would have been classified as a win, but it was an ugly win.
Yes, that is, in fact, a real Titans player.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. That'd be a good way to close out broadcasts, I think.
Oh, are you still looking for a catchphrase?
Yeah. Y'all help me out. 1st and 10 on the 30. The ones are
you
in.
won't do it even if we give it to you.
Ward under center, handoff Spears, straight up the middle, runs straight into Cody Barton, who wraps him up after a gain of 5 to bring up 2nd and 5.
Way to get skinny, though.
You don't see a lot of dive plays for Tajay, man.
So we'll bring it back. We'll see if they let them actually advance the ball. It does have to. I'd imagine it's frustrating for a player to like break an 18-yard chunk, and they're like, "All right, now 2nd and 20."
The doldrums of training camp, indeed. That's why when we get around to joint stuff, these guys are ready to hit somebody else for a change. There's a lot of frustration pent up.
Yeah, they do advance the ball after the Spears run. They'll call it a gain of 6. So 2nd and 4 on the plus 24. Ward back under center. Spears about 6 yards behind him, hands on knees. Ward fakes the give to Spears, who goes the wrong way. Ward tucks, will run up the middle, slides across the 20. The play action there, Ward stuck the ball out to his right. Spears was faking the handoff to the left. So not sure who that mistake is on, but it does pick up the first down on the quarterback scramble.
And as a reward, Tajay Spears gets a face full of Kevin Winston, who is now jawing with Cam Ward after the play.
It's always so awkward to see defensive linemen in space, but somehow Jordan Elliott shook free there in the middle of the field, and seeing his big blimp-like body go for Cam Ward is not something you see.
Today's my day. Today's my day.
Oh, I cannot wait to talk about this international pathway player they signed.
We talked about him a little bit.
That guy is massive.
They wipe away the first down, so it's 3rd and 4 here. Cam Ward alone in the gun. Now he's joined in the backfield by Tony Pollard. Ward changing the play at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 4 on the 24. Early movement at right tackle. Flag comes down as Ward throws it to Tate in the left flat, who scampers inside the red zone for a gain of about 10, but this one would be coming back. I believe, Robert, it would be the right tackle.
It's your boy.
Austin Deculus.
Austin Doo-Doo Deculus.
It's your boy.
If Cam Ward were to let go of that ball, he would not be looking at Wan'Dale Robinson. Kevin Winston had him smothered over the middle of the field.
So, again, important to remind the audience that Robert Saleh is mixing guys in with the ones, in with the twos, in with the threes that might not necessarily be there in a real game situation, unless, of course, you're talking about injury. And Deculus is in here after not acquitting himself terribly well with the Los Angeles Chargers last year, to put it kindly.
He was the worst tackle in the NFL.
Yes. So
That's just a fact.
That is who is competing for your swing depth today.
All right, rolling with the twos here. Mitch Trubisky under center on a 1st and 10. Titans on the plus 30-yard line. Trubisky takes the snap, fakes the give to Chestnut. Will throw the screen to Chestnut, who has blockers across the 30, 25, spin move 20. Finally runs into some contact at about the 15-yard line. Ultimately, Joshua Williams, the one who technically gets him down.
The defense bit, and Brian Dable is letting them know about it. Brian Dable, Randy Jordan, the running backs coach as well. Man, Randy Jordan and the screen game were a big talking point last year for as unsuccessful as this team was at screen, something that they are trying to rapidly improve upon no matter who's in the backfield, because, I mean, Tony Pollard has receiving ability, right? As a compliment to Zeke in Dallas, that was a huge part of his game.
2nd and 10 on the 30. Trubisky in the gun, takes the snap, handoff up the middle, absolutely nowhere to go for Julius Chestnut, and he does escape the pile, still running across the 20. James Williams had him wrapped up. I honestly, that's probably a TFL in a game.
That's cute that he kept going, and that's what you're supposed to do.
Not taking these guys to ground. There are 50 seconds left and counting in the period. The score, Hattie B's Hot Chicken 100, everybody else 0.
Amen. Amen, brother. That's the truth. We gotta get these red pennies that the quarterbacks are wearing. We gotta get a Hattie B's patch on that since everybody else is selling real estate on their jerseys here of late.
3rd and 4. 3rd and 4 for the twos. Trubisky in the gun. Settling in, 10 seconds on the play clock. Trubisky takes the snap. Helmet high, quick drop, lobs deep downfield right side. Has the man caught. Touchdown, Alec Manor. And that's 6 for Mitch Trubisky.
And he celebrates accordingly. Mitch saw the pressure at the line of scrimmage, read the blitz correctly, saw a streaking Manor who beat the coverage.
Micah Robinson on the coverage.
And a big physical receiver is Manor. Lucas, you remember interviewing him last year at camp and him telling us that his favorite collegiate play was a double pancake play.
And he had some wild catches in college.
On a 2-point conversion. Hell, he dusted Travis Hunter in one of the worst games that the former Colorado wide receiver defensive back has had. That was a hell of a play, Robert, by Manor.
And what did Manor talk about in this offseason as far as training goes to getting up to date for the season? All the little things, the posture, him fighting off the press there for Micah Robinson, looks like he's already in midseason form.
Posture coach is not something that I was familiar with until Alec Manor told us about his earlier this offseason program.
All right, Manor having a nice day. The ones will get back into the game here on a 1st and 10 from the +30. Cam Ward in the gun. Sends a man in motion. Might be walking on the line there.
Yeah, careful.
Takes the snap, handoff up the middle, starting right. Now stutter step up the middle and still going.
The Titans KGB will take us away for that one.
That was Tony Pollard. They're going to call that a gain of about 6, maybe 7. It'll be 2nd and 3.
How underrated is Tony Pollard?
Tony Pollard is an underrated player. I mean, you talk about in terms of the scope of the league, without question, man. That guy's coming off a career year. He just had the most productive year of his career.
Now, names that we haven't heard yet today, really, Jeff Simmons, Gunnar Helm. Yep. We had a few Wan'Dale Robinson catches early on, not so far in this series.
Yeah, I'll have a note for you on Jeff in a minute.
This is good on good here. Titans looking to go power on 2nd and 3. Handoff, Spears behind blockers, has the first down with relative ease before he is tumbled down at the 15. So that will move the sticks. Titans getting some good push up there in the interior.
I have a theory on the way Jeff Simmons is approaching these team drills.
Okay.
It seems like he is being very gracious to this Titans offensive line.
You think?
Because it seems like he is being a good practice partner, whereas he is pushing them, but allowing everybody to get fully through the reps without completely wrecking balling the entire snap.
Which is so important, Robert, because a few years ago, Jeff would have taken it personally and turned it into an entire thing, the entire practice, or may have been asked to go back inside.
I think he is being choosingly silent in these drills.
Here's a 1st and 10 for the ones on the 20. Ward fakes the give to Pollard, rolling right. Ward still rolling, throws across his body. It is picked off and coming back the other way.
By who?
Jermaine Johnson.
Look
Jeff
at that.
had the pressure. Johnson had the pick. Very similar to what we saw a few moments ago when Ward doing the same thing, rolling right, tried to throw behind and across his body to the middle of the field. It's picked off.
Now, what's he doing back there? Because Robert Saleh told us last week if I dropped a defensive lineman into coverage, Aaron Whitecotton, the defensive line coach, would blow up the building.
Now, he is an outside linebacker.
Yeah, but he practices with Aaron Whitecotton.
They don't exist in this defense, baby. This is not your prototype. This is not your last couple years of Titans defense.
I don't know if he has a nickname yet, but his nickname should be Jermaine Juice Johnson. And individuals, that guy, that's all he does. He is around the ball, and he is popping pads.
2nd and 10 on the 20. That was not a pick 6 for what it's worth. The chat believes it was. Early movement, Jeffrey Simmons looked like the offender. We've got a lot of finger pointing going on.
Robert, I'm getting a call from the emergency vet, so I'm going to let you take over color commentary.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay, it's an offside. What's up, guys?
Dang.
Baby Babs is in the house. Hey, girl.
I didn't know they let celebs up here.
Look at that chain. Okay, that's a good look. I love it.
Buck stepping aside to take care of some cat daddy business as we return to form.
Yes, we hope it is a positive update on Moonbeam, as it is second and long for the first team offense. Cam Ward in the gun. Ball on the 25-yard line. Titans going right to left. 6:22 left in this period, so plenty of time. Ward takes the snap, immediately guns it deep down the left side. 50-50 ball broken up, incomplete. Alante Taylor wins that duel against Carnell Tate.
And up front, I had just gave positive praise to Jeffrey Simmons. He didn't have a choice that time. The double team had him completely stuffed on the Cam Ward pressure.
Good coverage by Taylor.
And that's what you like to see. You're going to spend a lot of money to bring in these guys, Flott, Taylor. You'd hope that they are contesting Carnell Tate and all these other cats.
3rd and 15 for the ones. Cam Ward still in the game here. 4-man front defensively. Ward flanked on his left by Tyjae Spears, on his right by, I believe, Gunnar Helm. It is. He takes the shotgun snap, quick drop. Ward steps up in the pocket, dumps it into the right flat. Helm, juke move 15. He's got the first down.
That's what you like to see from Cam. Quick diagnose. As soon as the pocket splits and he has space to move, he steps up, delivers the ball right on time to Helm. Nice catch and throw.
That was Hill that Helm kind of juked by. But again, you'll hear the play kind of fizzle out here, and that's because you start to see guys get contact on the shoulder pad and the play kind of dies. So I'm not sure if Hill would have had a chance to really crack Gunnar Helm in a real game on that play. How's Moon?
She's coming home.
Hey!
That's great.
Yeah.
We love to hear that.
Yes. So 3 nights in the emergency vet, and God knows what my bill's going to be, but damn it, that cat is coming home.
Thank goodness. All right, 1st and 10 here on the 30 with Mitch Trubisky and the twos in the game now. Trubisky takes the snap under center. Handoff up the middle. Some battling going on up front. Not much there, maybe 3 or 4 on the play. That was Singleton on the carry.
He's getting a lot of run. He's getting a lot of run on this first day of padded practice, and we haven't talked about him a ton, right? There's so many different players, so many new players, Lucas, right? You were just talking about all the new numbers for guys that we're trying to identify. So this team, watching this team form and who separates themselves throughout the course of these position battles is going to be one of the more fascinating camps we've had here in quite some time.
Kanik was not moving fast enough for Singleton, so he said, "Get the hell out of my way," and just ran him over.
Run it back here with the twos. 2nd and 7. Trubisky. Play action. Wants to throw, has time, and escapes out of the pocket. Tucks right up the middle where he would have been down. They'll call it at the 24-yard line. So he picks up a handful to bring up a 3rd and 4.
Buck, who is the tight ends coach?
Luke Stocker, former Titans tight end.
PFL.
He has done a fantastic job getting these guys ready for pass pro. It does not matter 1 through 4, or 1 through 5, really. I wouldn't even count DMR in it. All of these guys have looked really good blocking in line.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up because that's how Stocker made his career, right?
Yeah.
He was not the most dynamic of a receiver, but understood that the last in the league, he was going to be a huge part of the blocking protection schemes.
Great pass catcher at Tennessee, though, Luke Stocker.
Joe Wilson was the tight end blocking on that play.
Maybe the last play before we hit a break here. It is 3rd and 4 for the twos. Mitch Trubisky. Shotgun stance. High snap.
They're
it's
coming.
handled. Trubisky under pressure. Straight into the face of that pressure. Flings it downfield.
Yep.
Flags in the end zone. Pass interference will be the call. Alec Iomanor, the intended target. We've got a crop top situation, so I can't read the number of the man who was covering Iomanor, but looked like a 50-50 ball. Almost looked like legs were getting tangled up a bit, and Iomanor goes tumbling down for the PI.
Is that potentially 21 Robert Micah Robinson again?
Yeah, probably.
That's what I was looking at. But Anthony Hill, with his second pressure of the day, would have been a light-up sack if we were playing on Sunday.
We are going to continue to keep you updated with things happening out here on the Titans practice field, live from training camp, the first day in full pads. Keep it locked on 104.5 The Zone.
A day at the spa, the perfect gift for birthdays, anniversaries, or any occasion. Lavish and luxurious, yet affordable. A grand gesture, yet simple for you. The gift card from A Moment's Peace. Give her the gift she won't buy herself. An escape, a bit of luxury. Something special that shows more than just words. A gift from A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa in Cool Springs across I-65 from Galleria Mall. Call 615-224-0770 or go online at amomentspeace.com anytime.
What's happening, good people? Let me go on and tell you, while you're walking into your weekend, what you need to be looking for. That is a truck. Yeah, Mid-10 Ford, they got you covered. They're going to take care of you. All you got to do is slide in there and let them know, hey, man, Big Slay told me. And they will look out for you. Go in there and holler at my guys, Trey, Matt. They're going to be right there to help you walk through the process of going to get your truck. And guess what? It's nothing that's going to be pressure, no high pressure, just low pressure approach, no gimmicks, no pushy sale tactics. That's not what they're about. They're about getting the job done and getting you comfortable and understanding exactly what you're getting into. It's a one-stop shop. If you need service, Mid-10 Ford, they got you covered. They are the ones you need to be looking for. When it comes to the right vehicle, they got you covered. Even a body shop, service, financing, sales, they got it, all of that. All you got to do is go to 1319 Foster Avenue. Visit mid10fordtrucks.com.
Welcome back to the show, live from Titans Training Camp. The Ones be the ones as we do a little red zone work here, Lucas.
Yeah, and Cam Ward coming off a nice connection down the middle of the field with Wan'Dale Robinson that resulted in a touchdown under center for 1st and 10 at the 15. It's a give to Spears, who is absolutely swallowed in the backfield. Cody Barton there leading the charge, Kevin Winston Jr. as well. But let's go back to that touchdown. Down the left seam, Ward, perfect dot to Robinson, who just kind of runs right through Alontae Taylor and goes into the end zone.
Low man wins, Robert. You don't have to be 250 pounds or 320 pounds for the low man. The leverage to play itself out. He put his shoulder pads right in Alontae Taylor's stomach.
Sent him sprawling.
You don't have to fight about it neither. They dapped up after the play.
They did. A little
Iron
bit of
sharpens
jarring.
iron.
Iron sharpens iron.
2nd and 10 from the 15. Ward dirts it. Didn't have what he wanted there.
They're 33, 57, 15.
Defense
He's
all over it.
Surrounded by white jerseys. The Titans offense in the blue. The Titans defense in all white today. But, yeah, they had a stunt up front. They had additional pressure behind it, Robert. And just nowhere to even think for Cam Ward.
Every time I look out here, and I know you guys are probably tired of it, I'm just watching this offensive line get absolutely manhandled. But it's good every once in a while to see the bright spots. I'm trying not to be so negative about it.
No, this is, I mean, listen, it only makes me sound more right, buddy. You know, I love that.
3rd and 10 in the red zone. Ball on the 15. Early movement.
God.
That's a false start.
Cam was thrilled.
That was Brandon Crenshaw Dixon. Who is now hands on hips.
Right tackle at the moment.
Yes. J.C. Latham has been working in today. He has not been completely absent, but again, they are repping situational football, which also includes accounting for injuries. So these guys have some level of experience should they have to go in on spot duty. Not the best for the former UDFA out of Florida.
Yeah, and Slater, for what it's worth, is at right guard at the moment. So after the penalty, 3rd and 15, ball now on the 20. This is the difference between 7 and 3 here. Cam Ward
making some adjustments
at the line of scrimmage. Calvin Ridley wide to the left. Robinson and Io Manor wide to the right. Ward flanked on the left by Pollard, on the right by Helm. Takes the snap. Quick drop. Ward steps up out of pressure. Fires a dart over the middle of the field. What a snag. 2 hands. Ridley down at the 2.
Robert, and that's a great makeup rep there from Brandon Crenshaw Dixon, who was out there on the edge with Keldrick Falk, held up well in pass pro to give Cam time to step up in the pocket.
I was looking at Calvin Goo Goo Guts Ridley, who was not having anything run down his leg there, but pure passion.
Oh, man. That ball was zipped in there, and Ridley had it read the whole way, getting both hands on it for 1st and goal.
Goo Goo Guts.
You ever had them Goo Goo Guts?
I just look at you having them every day.
I'm staying away from lettuce this week. I'm going to the beach. There's nothing that's going to take me off of that sandy shore this weekend.
For someone who consumes as much fiber as you seem to, I'm concerned that something's going on internally.
It's all moral fiber.
So the 2s are on the field now. They're not going to let the 1s punch that thing in for a touchdown. So we're back at the 30, the plus 30 for 1st and 10. Mitch Trubisky leading the way here. Play action, under pressure. Trubisky dumps it down. Little slip screen. Off and running is Chestnut. Acres of space as he bowls across the 10 and tumbles down.
Good block downfield by 73 on the offensive line. Well executed by that offensive line, allowing Chestnut the space and the additional yards after the catch.
Some good play design there to fool the defense a little bit. Trubisky looked like he was going to take a shot. Huddled up. This will be 1st and 10 on the 20. More red zone action here for the Titans backups. Mitch Trubisky steps up under center. Trubisky takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Chestnut, rolls left, pump fakes, dumps it down. Caught at the 20, and this is Jaron Kanik absorbing the hit at the 20 from Williams, spinning off of it, but they are going to call him down right there. So no gain on the play, maybe a yard.
I'm glad Kanik changed his number. It just makes him look more like a tight end.
I need him wearing 47.
I like 47.
47 is just a good, hard-working,
infinitely more athletic than 81.
Lunch pail, blue collar, first in, last out, coach's kid, work ethic.
All right, 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 for the 2s.
Backfield.
From the 19 after the 1-yard gain on the dump down to Kanik. Trubisky alone in the backfield takes the shotgun snap. Pressure coming in the interior. He flings it right flat, wide open. Caught, and across the marker is Kalel Mullings, who just sat there basically on the line of scrimmage, hugging the far touchline. No one around him. It's a pickup of 10.
Little bubble action, and they had to meet him a few yards downfield. Good speed there by Mullings. He's an interesting figure in this running back room, right, as a former draft pick out of Michigan under a previous staff. Again, a name that we have not gotten a lot of opportunity to talk about, but very much matters as far as teams and offensive depth.
They actually tag him down a couple of yards short of the marker. So ball on the 12-yard line. 3rd and 2 in the red zone for the Twos. Trubisky takes the shotgun snap. Handoff. Mullings up the middle. Has enough space for the first down, and he goes down before he reaches the 5, spotted at the 8.
Timmy Horn right there, Robert. Again, he's moving a lot better. He looks as if he's had a professional football offseason as the Twos make their way off the field, and Will Levis starts to warm up yet again for another opportunity.
Stark difference in practice habits and practice feel from last year is on defense, guys are always going to come up and faux tackle, right? They always are going to come up and wrap and look good. The difference is the effort involved in wrapping. Guys aren't just wrapping. They're pawing at the ball. They're punching. They're trying to knock something loose and in order to get something else out of this game rep.
Poor Hendon Hooker just cannot get any reps in here. Levis under center as the 3 step on the field for 1st and 10 at the 30. Handoff
nice wiggle
up the middle. Good burst straight up the middle for a 5, maybe 6-yard gain for Michael Carter, the veteran at this point, right? He's been productive as sort of a 2nd or 3rd running back option for multiple organizations now.
Good experience, familiarity with the coaching staff. So many different players, obviously, we've talked about in the free agent process who help continue to further the coaching staff's message on the field and help get executed what needs to be done. You don't think Hendon's having fun watching back there?
That's what I'd be doing.
It's the best job in the world, dude.
2nd and 6 on the 26 for Levis, who goes under center.
Hendon looking very hydrated.
Levis takes the snap. Handoff up the middle. It's Carter again. Good patience by Michael Carter, just picking his way. He takes a big hit, but gets right up
on your feet.
As that looked like Robert's spotting for me. Sean Brown, the linebacker, laid the wood there on Carter, who bounced right back up, and good patience by Carter waiting for the hole to open up behind right guard.
Sure did. Now, that was not obviously they are not wrapping up today, but that is a full force hit by the linebacker who saw that coming from a mile away.
Yeah. NC State product.
Carter, not the biggest guy either, 5'8", 201.
Little ACC truther action on the show.
Dave Doran is not boring.
Will Levis, who towers at 6'4", above the running back on his left hip, Michael Carter in the gun, 1st and 10 on the 20. Quick throw, screen left side. Beatty gets a block, rounds the sideline. Touchdown Titans. Hank Beatty dances into the end zone.
I'm telling you, the great white hope out there who has had an incredible spring. One of these, how many different cliches can we use about a white player who may not be the most athletic in the world, but knows where to be, very cerebral. Great read on the situation from Hank Beatty, and way to pull away from the defense.
Well, but who had the block that freed him up on the left
Joel
side?
Wilson. Yeah, Bishop Fitzgerald was not able to get off of the block, took 2 men out. Hank Beatty hit the edge, and he scampered on in for 6.
How the hell did you guys even see that from our vantage point here?
I got eagle eyes, Buck. I have eagle eyes.
All right, Nick Singleton is the running back. It is 1st and goal on the 8 for the Titans Twos. Levis under center here. 3 down linemen for the defense. It is a give up the middle. Singleton probing, pushing towards the goal line and falling in. Where's the signal? Are they going to rule him down?
Looks like the referees took a second to mess with their LASIK.
They're going to bring the ball back to the 4-yard line anyway.
And that's something I think they've been doing interesting. Inside the red zone, they've been spotting at contact versus spotting after contact, so it gives them a couple more opportunities to work in the red zone.
So they'll get another opportunity here. We'll call it 2nd and goal on the 4.
Defensive line making some adjustments.
4 down linemen now. Levis under center. It's still Singleton the back. Bunch formation. Levis gives Singleton. No, Levis keeps the bootleg, high stepping inside the pylon. He had everybody fooled. A la Peyton Manning, Levis runs it in. No doubt about that one. Touchdown Titans.
He enjoyed every second of that.
He did.
How's that
took
for body language?
He took his sweet time getting to that pylon.
Hey, man.
When things are going good,
Hey,
we're
man.
high-stepping. Oh.
No, you know what, Robert? Let him have it.
Yeah.
Let him have it. I'm telling you.
Had me fooled.
That guy needs a win as badly as anybody on this football team.
The defense is doing push-ups.
Yeah, they are. They just let his ass waltz into the end zone. I don't think he could have moved any slower while pretending to run if he tried.
He was celebrating before crossing the 5 as he rolled around on that naked boot.
Now, the mean joke there would have been to say that he would have gone full Deshaun Jackson in a real-life football situation and let the ball go before he crossed the line.
No, I think we've seen his naked boot before.
No.
I'm really envious of Carmen Brasillo's sweat, his back sweat. It looks like he's got gills.
Stop it.
Look, I'm not laughing at him. Hell, I've got back fat gills too.
Stop it. Practice is over.
It sure is. How about that? That's fun, boys.
That was pretty good.
I enjoyed the holy hell out of that. We should get a crack at a 3-man booth from time to time. Kirby says that would disgrace whatever broadcast professional put us in that booth.
The only booth they're going to let us near is John Wilkes.
The final hour is coming up next.
12:04. Good afternoon from Titans training camp at Vanderbilt Health Football Center. I'm Lucas Panzica. It is the first padded practice of training camp, and it is officially over. Head coach Robert Saleh set to meet with the media shortly. You can hear a good portion of that live right here on 104.5 The Zone. In NFL news over the weekend, the Texans reportedly are bringing back free agent edge rusher Jadeveon Clowney, the 33-year-old, going back to the team that drafted him number 1 overall over a decade ago. In other news, the U.S. men's national team announced a new contract for manager Mauricio Pochettino. He will be set to lead the U.S. through the 2030 World Cup. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
All right, so practice is over. Robert Saleh is at the podium. They have made a change as far as the way that the practice schedule works. So Saleh will start speaking after practices, which is hugely beneficial to us as media, to you as fans, especially on a day where they've had pads for the first time. So when Krull is ready, we will go to the head coach's press conference and we will see. Well, in fact, let's go right now.
My dude's on it.
How'd guys behave out there the first day in pads?
It was fine. They're always going to be scrappy. As long as we're not throwing punches, I can care less about the scuffles.
I could be wrong on this. They weren't blowing plays dead with the fishing. Is that like design?
Yeah, we'll stop it. They know when to stop. I want everyone thudding up on the ball carrier, and the ball carrier's got to go finish. So we stop when the ball carrier finishes all the way through the entire defense.
Couple times rolling out through across his body, interceptions. How do you try to balance approaching that? You don't want to take the stinger out, so to speak, but you still want him to be more cautious.
Yeah, those are. I don't want to say they're non-negotiables, but throwing across your body, especially shallow, it's different if you really extend the pocket and it just really opens up for you. But when there's so much traffic in there, the one that Jermaine made was an elite play. That's your check down with regard to a boot. Jermaine made a hell of a play, but usually that checkdowns, you can count on it being open. But the first one that Hooker intercepted probably was a poor decision.
He said at the end of last year that one of his big lessons from rookie year is that he can do that, that he has the arm talent to be able to make that play. How do you kind of weigh wanting him to have that confidence in himself with what you're saying, borderline non-negotiable?
Just like what I said, he can make the across the field throw. He's shown it. But if we go back and watch it, there's a difference between across the field where it's a one-on-one versus across the field in traffic. So it's just differentiating between the two. Like I said, the one that Jermaine chalked that up to an unbelievable play, but the first one, he had better options at that point.
You spend so much time on get up with those guys. They want to be elite at that. He's a disciple of Washburn. When Washburn was here, he accepted a couple calls at that for his guys to be super twitchy and to keep offensive linemen on their toes. What's kind of your philosophy about that?
Same. We're always going to push the line of scrimmage. Now, you don't want to be reckless. You don't want to be a dumbass, for the lack of a better word, in terms of drawing offsides and putting us in bad situations. But if we have an opportunity to get off the ball and at any chance we get, we're going to fire off.
Quarterbacks have the freedom out here in the practices to check out of what's called on the call sheet. Because it looked like, I don't know for sure, but it looked like on the one play that Cam hit Tate over on the sideline, it looked like the cadence was a little longer. He maybe checked into that play.
Yeah, based off of the look that the defense is giving, in that situation was third down. Showing a max pressure look, got us into a different protection, which allowed for the one-on-one. So yeah, definitely if they have a chance to, the first thing that the quarterback's job is, he's got to protect himself. So if he's getting in a position where he feels like he's got to be hot or the protection's at a disadvantage, put us in a protection that'll help. And in that case, he got us in the right call and made the right decision.
You said during OTAs that you had to wait until backs come on to really be able to evaluate things. You said that again last week. Can
to evaluate much on day one?
No, it's day one. We'll know, guys. There's plenty of time. We got 3 more padded practices this week. Then we got San Francisco next week. Then Seattle and Chicago. There's a lot of opportunity, and like I said, you're going to see people or different players, different O linemen rolling with the ones, different D linemen rolling with the ones, corners, receivers, just everyone just getting a chance to compete at different with different players, just to see if so that way we're making the best decision possible with regards to the 53-man roster.
How would you describe the growth process that you've seen in camp from OTAs to now, and his relationship with day one, just understanding? I know it's a long process, but where is he right now?
Like everything, you'd hope that we're a little bit better than today than we were in OTAs. We're hearing it for like the 3rd or 4th time. So the relationship, the biggest thing that you look for is trust and transparency. And as of now, that's all you're seeing in meeting rooms. And they're able to have some great dialogue. Which is what you want as a football coach. You want a player to do what you want him to do, but at the same time, you want the player to feel free to express his feelings, because ultimately he's out there getting bullets thrown at him. So. Or a shot at him, however you want to say it. But the dialogue's been great, the transparency's been great, and so hopefully we stay on that trajectory.
Iron Manor, he said coming into this year he wanted to play with better body language, more confidence, aggressiveness. Is that a conversation you guys had? And how do you feel that he's done that so far?
No, he first day of pads, he's. Consistency will always be the truest measure of performance. So everyone can do it once. The great ones can do it multiple times over time. So he's worked relentlessly this offseason to put himself in position to have a successful second year, both on the field and off the field mentally. He's got great confidence just because he knows he's prepared as well as he can, and he knows he's putting himself in the best position he can be. And those are those are the examples I'm talking about. When you prepare at his level, both mentally and physically, you feel confident, and your body language is going to project that. Your voice is going to project that. And so I thought today was a good first day for him.
Is that something you guys talked about, like in your initial, hey,
It's really with the entire team. I've said it over and over. The more you prepare, the more confident you are stepping onto the field. The more urgency you play with, the more violence you play with, the louder your voice is, the louder your pads get. So everything gets louder and more demonstrative when you're playing with confidence, because you're not thinking. You're just going out there and performing. So that's the entire team, and it's where we're trying to get them all to get to. Alec has really done a great job attacking that.
Williams fitting to the competition linebacker. We're better than your early in the question.
First off, James coming out Miami, he was a safety. So anyone in our system, whether it was us, Houston, San Fran, all liked him coming out as a guy who could project to a linebacker. So he's so long and he's so big and he's got good speed, and he's done a really nice job. First thing he's done a nice job this offseason getting himself in the physical shape that we need him to be in. He was around 245, 250 last year, and in OTAs, which is standard for a 3-4 linebacker, where we're more about 230. So he's shed about 20 pounds to get himself ready for this training camp, and he looks good so far.
Come along, Coach. How's Cornell taking along in the offense?
He's coming along well, man. We're not seeing a lot of busts from anyone really. I think the offense is absorbing the system pretty well. He's doing a nice job absorbing it all, attacking it all, and there's a game within a game that happens out on the perimeter with corners, and so those are the things that he's just going to have to continue to learn.
Play action fakes.
Well, first day of pads, today was good because without pads, Dabes has been calling a lot of pass plays, which is fine because it's the run game, and without pads is kind of BS. And so as the defense starts to feel the realness, if you will, of those play fakes or that run game, which our offense ran the heck out of the ball today, which was awesome. The play fake, we'll start to see whether or not those play fakes are showing up.
Last two, the linebackers in your system are essentially playing the same position. Does that stay true when you have 3 linebackers on the field, or when it's more of a base, do you have to kind of separate linebacker responsibilities more?
Well, their responsibilities are always going to be different play to play, but at the end of the day, when you look at the linebacker handbook and what they're asked to do, they're all asked to do the same thing. Now, within a play, one guy might be a buzz player, another guy might be a hook player, or a final 3, or a quarter flat player, whatever it might be, or man, blitzing. But at the end of the day, when you look at the menu of techniques that they've got to be able to execute, they're all the same.
Corey, and then we'll close with Easton.
Coach, taking the ball, the 2 first-rounders aren't just rookies out here, but both also just 21. Is that showing up out there, or are they ahead of that age?
You throw Anthony Hill in that one. They're relative to modern-day football, they're young for draft picks. And, you're going to see some of those moments, but I think they're doing a really nice job. They're holding their own. They're absorbing the playbook. Obviously, first day of pads, we'll see what it looked like on tape, but the maturation and the growth that they'll have throughout this training camp is going to be exponential.
Circling back to what you said on Saturday, can you explain what we should expect to see from your one-on-ones tomorrow?
Yeah. So when you look traditionally throughout football, at least over the last, I'd say 5 to 10 years, one-on-ones has been the second biggest period with regards to injury. And you find that in one-on-ones, you get like a linebacker and linebacker and a running back running 10 yards apart, just colliding with one another, or you run routes where you wouldn't necessarily run those routes out in an actual timing and rhythm of a play. You got triple moves, just all these kind of hokey routes. So we run kind of a 7-on-7 man-only normal spacing, put the quarterback through a normal cadence. Where you're getting 5 one-on-ones at one time with real authentic routes within a play call. And we match up the players the way we need to make sure that we're getting the matchups that we all want to see. Same thing you saw the running backs and linebackers have a one-on-one today with regards to protection, a little bit tighter, a little bit closer. So it's really kind of injury prevention, but at the same time, you're still getting that competitive aspect of it where it's a one-on-one.
How about the big guys?
The big guys, I leave it up to them on whether or not they want to get those one-on-ones. Like I said, it's unrealistic, but if the big guys want to use an individual to get a one-on-one, and they can.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate you guys.
Titans head coach Robert Saleh speaking with the media. Again, that's a change to the practice schedule. He has been speaking before the team has practiced. It is infinitely more beneficial for him, for us, for you guys to hear him speak after practice so we can recap the day as opposed to letting 12 hours pass and then bringing back stuff up from the previous day's practice. So we do appreciate them making that accommodation for us. Mitch Trubisky will join us once he is done. He seems to be holding
a baby.
Is it his baby? We can ask. We can ask. Looks like there's another little one that's got to be Dad. Look at the other little boy pulling at Dad's shirt. So I assume those are the little Trubiskys, which is really cool to see. Always fun to have families out at training camp. Always fun to have fans out at training camp. It was good vibes. So if you were hanging out around today, I'd be curious to hear the experience because they've done a lot of things to upgrade the fan experience. So if you've been able to attend a training camp practice and you guys want to give us some feedback on, obviously we're not able to affect what happens to you or your experience, but I'd be curious to know what your experience has been. 615-737-1045, the number if you want to jump in at any point. Other players will speak at the podium today. We'll keep you updated on what may be important from those, but we will be joined by Mitch Trubisky at some point in this final hour. I'm Buck Rising. It's 104.5 The Zone. Welcome back to the show. Fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. Titans practice is over. Robert Saleh's press conference is concluded. Heard from the head coach after the first day of padded practice. Alontae Taylor was at the podium during the commercial break. Had his kid up there, Lucas, doing some Q&As as well. Mitch Trubisky is running post-practice sprints with what appears to be his oldest over there, and some lucky Titans fans getting some autographs signed by
Carnell
Cam Ward.
Tate?
Carnell Tate is at the podium.
We should.
Yes, we will. Whenever Krull tells us that we are capable of carrying that press conference, we will hear from the number 4 overall pick in the draft. We are a little ahead of things around here. So.
That's fine. Yeah, Zach, just sound the siren from the control room instead of telling us in our ear like a professional broadcast.
I'd like for the audience to know as well.
Yes, please just sound the siren when you have the presser ready, if you could.
So there are Titans fans getting an autograph from Cam Ward today. Looks like he's taking some time. There are many Titans fans being herded away from Cam Ward because it appears the autograph session is over. So not everybody able to do that. Did you ever? Oh, okay. Very
yes.
Good.
Yes.
Let's go to Carnell Tate.
Took as much as possible from Red.
How does he feel when you tell him you used to watch him when he was in college? Because he's been in the league 7
He great. He feels great about it. I mean, everyone, probably a lot of people go. He probably get it a lot more often now with the new generation that's coming up. Red's a little older than us, but like he just said, he's here to pour into us. Whatever I need, he got me.
You didn't see a lot of Taylor and Flott in the spring and summer. What's it like now going against those guys on a regular basis?
It feels good. I mean, the entire team's out here. We out there competing, getting each other better for the season.
What do they like? What do they bring in terms of the height and the ability to stay tight?
They both bring length, and they're both physical, and they're both very quick. So they get in and out of their breaks very quick, and they both can transition really well.
I guess during the break, and what's the transition like from off-season to camp and now starting to pass for the first time?
Well, for me, it's been nonstop. I mean, from the season to the combine to the drafts to the visits to OTAs to the camp. So it's been nonstop football, which I love. I ain't complaining at all. I get to go out there and play football.
With this being your first camp, what are some things you're hoping to take away throughout these next weeks?
I'm just soaking it in, just trying to get better here and there and just learn and then prepare myself for the season and then ultimately learn and reflect and get ready for next year.
Learning, Coach Saleh said, I asked him about your evolution, what he sees, and he said there's a game within a game that Carnell is still trying to pick up. What does he mean by that?
I'm just trying to learn the entire playbook. That's what I've been doing at Ohio State. I learned the entire playbook, so I'm just trying to learn as much as possible of each and every position on the field.
Cam had you, I believe, in Houston and also in Miami during the offseason. What are some of the things you guys worked on, and how have you seen that kind of roll over into what you're doing now?
We just worked on getting better and then working on our connection. Whether he sees the defense one way, I see the defense one way, and then just getting expecting different type of throws in different situations.
When you guys spend a lot of time just kind of going against imaginary defenses and where you need to be in certain situations?
Yeah, definitely. We spend time going against imaginary defenses, showing up in different windows, showing up quicker than usual, aborting routes, and also working a little bit of scramble drills, cross body.
What has stood out to you the most about the way in which Cam communicates what he wants?
Cam's real. Cam's real in up front. Like he gonna tell you how he feels straight up. Like it may come up blatant, but like I like that about Cam. He tells you, he shoot it to you straight.
How much do you appreciate putting the pads on and playing real football, so to speak?
I appreciate every part of it. I mean, I'm blessed to go out there and play football and have fun. That's what I like to do. I go out there and have fun with a group of guys.
Obviously, being the 4th pick in the draft, there are expectations that people have of you to be able to help this team. What kind of expectations do you have for yourself?
I just go out there and play football. If you ain't got expectations, you ain't doing something right. So I just go out there and play football, go have fun.
What did Alontae say to you after the breakup on the sideline there?
No, he ain't say nothing to me. Yeah, nah. Tay make his play. Tay don't really talk that much about him unless you get him riled up. But Tay cool. We like to compete and go back and forth. He's my locker mate, so we probably go chop it up about it right now.
How much of that, the one-on-one competition on the outside and winning those is the key to being a successful receiver in the NFL?
It's very successful. Like the game can rely on one particular play, then also just like making those plays in practice propels you for the game. So it's just a matter of how consistent you can be in making those plays.
How much do you have to learn in order to win those one-on-ones without the specific guy that you're trying to win against?
I mean, ultimately, you just gotta go out there and make a play on the ball. Just what happens when the ball getting your way.
Carnell, here in Tennessee, you obviously have your vets in the receiver room like Wandale or Calvin, but how much do you maybe lean on Ohio State receivers who are across the league who've been through what you're going through right now? How much communication is there?
I haven't really talked to nobody outside of Emeka, but me and Emeka really haven't talked right now. I'm leaning on guys like the guys who's been around Dave as long as possible. Like Wandale's been to him with him in the Giants, so I'm trying to pick up and learn as much as possible from Wandale because he's played every position in Dave's offense. He's been with Dave for the past 4 years. So, and then also Ridge is familiar with the offense as well. So I'll be just trying to learn from those two guys.
It's
been great. Dave was a real coach. He expects the world out of you, and like that, I try to show up there and do everything I could to impress him.
Greg Lewis, he had talked about Levis said Greg Lewis did a really good job of making you guys understand how difficult the quarterback position is. How much does that come into play? Because I know you're going to be asking you a lot in the red zone where it condenses and everything. That approach, understanding how difficult his job is, how you got to try to make his job easy.
Like receivers, we go out there, we get paid to go make the quarterback job easy, make the quarterback look good, just catch the ball. I mean, the quarterback got a million things going on, so like they say, just do your 111. So I just go out there and try to take things off the quarterback's hand.
And then, like, you have team periods in red zone as opposed to just standard ones. Do you feel like the intensity or tempo or pace or anything changes in those situations?
The red zone always the most important. Like you got points on the line, you're trying to go out there and score points, so that's the most important part. Right there, you got to finish the red zone with points.
A few more questions. One question.
Couple more. You good?
Real quickly, Colonel, I asked Coach about this. You and Keldrick both being 21 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, there are guys who come into this league at 24 and 25. Are you at any disadvantage out there, or do you think your time at Ohio State has you ready to rock and roll?
No, I think it's just like college. When you go in college as a freshman, you got some guys that's been there for 4 years, 5 years, so I just think it's like college.
You good? Thanks, Carnell.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
All right, that is Carnell Tate, number 4 overall pick in the draft. After Titans practice today, we will take a break and continue to discuss what happened in the first day of pads. We also hope to be joined by Mitch Trubisky, Titans backup quarterback, before the show ends, though he is visiting with his family, and of course we would not dare interrupt that for this silly little radio show. So if we get to Mitch today, that'd be great. If not, we understand. We can reschedule. I'm Buck Rising. It's 104.5 The Zone. Back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. Had a number of different players up at the podium today. Carnell Tate, they're talking about his first practice in pads. It's not like he hadn't done football practice before. Mitch Trubisky hanging out on the practice field with his family. So we hope to catch up with Mitch before the end of the show. And if not, it's not the end of the world. I do believe we have the ability to record after the show is over.
Potentially.
We'll put Kroll to the test today.
Depends on what it's worth to you.
And if we end the show with Mitch Trubisky, that's just fine, too. It's a shame that he's such a good father. It's really a shame.
Yeah, we need more dastardly dads out there who really don't care about their kids or want to spend time with them. You'll see them at home.
So, yes, we are happy to let Mitch Trubisky spend a little additional time with his family before we ruin his day by subjecting him to what game? What game have the two of you so thoughtfully prepared?
You thought you were about to call us thugs.
We will play Thugs, the latest edition of True or False Bisky with Titans backup quarterback Mitch Trubisky.
I always enjoy seeing their face when we hit them with whatever it is that the two of you have come up.
Did we ever tell Kroll where the game show music is?
I believe, Kroll, on the board in front of you, it is listed as CFB Trivia. Could you play us a little sampling of that when you notice it? I believe it's a blue button, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, just to remind the audience, give them a taste.
Run us over whenever you do.
Yeah, it's your convenience. It's fine. We have nothing of importance to talk
It's
about.
somewhere there.
As we wrap up the day. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh, this is pontificating music if I've ever heard some.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, with the little fading away.
Thanks, Zach.
Oh, my God. Don't ever say this isn't a well-produced radio show.
Now
You say
Cam,
a lot of things about
Cam
this.
is over here playing with Mitchell's son, and I thought that would allow Mitch to step away for a moment, but no, they're tossing the baby back and forth now. Oh! Trubisky's been eating some buttered popcorn, it seems. The child was fallen, no injury sustained.
Like Gronk and Brady drunk on the Super Bowl boat parade.
Yeah.
When I was in middle school, we had a great lab.
Here, catch my son. Wow.
Was it the egg drop?
No,
toss,
quite the
egg
opposite.
toss, yeah.
We got in trouble for playing football with the chinchilla that our science teacher had. Very cute little, fuzzy animal.
Need dust baths.
And, it'd be running routes in the lab and then tossing the chinchilla. And it was never in any real danger, and it never fell or anything like that. But we did get in trouble for playing football with the chinchilla.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about the quarterback. Let's talk about Cam. We do we have another player at the podium? We do have a player at the podium. Oh, it will be Keldrick Falk. So we have not heard a lot from Keldrick Falk.
I'm interested to hear this.
This camp, yes, of course. So is the audience as well. So Kroll will sound the siren when we are prepared to go live to Keldrick Falk, the other number one pick on this roster.
Some good, some bad from Cam Ward. There's your analysis.
Yeah, stop throwing across your body. All right,
there we go.
Keldrick Falk.
Coach has you guys over an individual working on get off so frequent. What's his message to you guys about that?
Get off is everything. That's he said we start our day with that just because that's the start of every play for us. Is get off the rock. He say if we get off the rock as fast as we can and as hard as we can make any play we want to.
How much do you feel like you've improved maybe already at that?
Man, I feel like I improved in that just like tremendously. Man, like he coaches it so well to where it's no thinking. You don't have to think about getting off the rock hard because it's just natural.
Along those lines of get off, you had said one of the biggest things you want to focus on is pad level. How has that come along as far as being able to keep, especially as tall as you are, keeping your pad level low?
Man, it's coming along. My pad level's gotten way better. He's taught me little nicks and tricks to keep my pads down. One, it helps me in the run, and it definitely helps me when I'm rushing the passer. So I get a lot more speed, I get a lot more power whenever my pads down, and then I get to create more space. I get to take up more space as my pads are down, and I'm getting off the rock so hard.
How much of today was a test for all those things that you've been working on, like pad level and get off, when you put the pads on and have to go against somebody else?
Man, it was definitely a test. Because, man, you would think, like, whenever the pads come on, everything that he go over, everything that, we went over throughout OTAs was just going out the window. It was just how hard you could hit somebody. But you had to combine that with the fundamentals that we preach every day. So Today was definitely a test for that.
What are some of the biggest things you think you'll learn maybe this off season and maybe 3-4 days into camp?
Man, just to never stop rushing, and to never overthink a rush, or never overthink a play. Just play football. Football is football. Football been football since, I was in the first grade. It ain't never changed. So he always tell me, like, don't think too much. Just go out there and play. If you play hard, everything gonna handle itself.
Are you looking forward to the pass coming on?
Man, shoot, I've been looking forward to that. It was kind of hard just to try to stop ourselves from going at each other so hard, because the O-line and D-line, we've been like that for, I don't know what, 3 months? Was it 3 months, right? Yeah, we've been like that for 3 months. So when the pass came on, you could feel the energy in the locker room. Nobody was talking. It was just straight music playing, and everybody was just ready to go out there and get active.
What's that like for that defensive line group? I mean, it looks like you guys work with a great deal of urgency, speed, and violence.
That's his whole message. Whenever if you watch our drills, it's urgency. It's two people going, and when them two people get up, two people are down already, ready to go. So he teaches urgency. Whenever the ball's thrown, we urgent, getting out the stack. Man, whenever we rush in the pass or getting the play or getting down for the play, we urgent with that, urgent with our communication. Urgency is everything for the D-line. Definitely is. Like, everything is so fast-paced. He tell us not to think so much, but you think a whole lot faster whenever the bullets start flying. So.
As fast as he wants you guys to play, and guys continually coming on and off the field in waves, and replacing each other, what do you feel like is kind of the right amount of snaps for a guy to get in before he goes and gets that break?
However many, it don't matter, because whenever we step up on that field, it's all or nothing. If you can't give your all, you ain't on the field. That's his message. If you can't give your all, run to that ball like we said we was. You just went on the field. So, to be honest, it's up to you. Like, it's up to you how many plays you can go until you can come out. You about ready to come out.
Now that you're starting to see the game the way that Saleh and White kind of want you to, thinking back on college, do you think you were overthinking back then?
You said, say that again?
You talked about not overthinking it now. Do you think you used to overthink?
Definitely did. Because, it's two different styles of play. From where I'm from, we getting out the rock as hard as we can. Up here, down when I was at Auburn, we was, watching the man. As soon as he got off, we was reacting to him.
All right, so that was Keldrick Falk at the podium right after the Titans' first padded practice of training camp. Mitch Trubisky hanging up with us now on the SeatGeek Terrace. A little better view for us up here, Mitch, than the average training camp consumer.
I mean, this is the best seat in the house. You can't do much better than this. This is awesome.
How was practice for the audience who wasn't able to come out today? Obviously, you guys had fans again for the second day. Felt like there was some good pace, some good effort, but good back and forth by the defense and you guys as well.
Yeah, for sure. I thought it was great. Great first day, a day of padded practice. Got the pads popping a little bit. I thought we were really physical on offense. Great operation. Obviously, some things you want to clean up. It being day 5 or 4 camp, whatever it is now. But we're doing some good things. We're learning. We'll go correct it on film and get back to work.
You only got one season with Brian Daboll during your time in Buffalo. What did you learn about him during that one season, and does it feel like you guys are kind of picking up where you left off 5 years later?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I was only with him for 1 year, but I feel like I've known him for a lot longer. I mean, he's got a great offensive mind, very aggressive, great at installation, leader of men, very personable, plays to the strengths of his quarterback, whoever's in there. First, second, or third group, doesn't matter. And he's an awesome guy. The type of man you want to play for. Great teacher, and he's got a lot of experience, and like I said, great offensive mind, and he just creates a lot of great opportunities for the offensive players to go out and use their abilities.
Without going, obviously, too much into scheme, we've gotten a lot of feedback from players about the freedom that essentially the system allows for that, and how much easier that makes your job. For the audience who may not necessarily understand what becomes so much easier when you have a little more ability to freelance and the system gives you that while still being, fairly complex.
For sure. I think he's a great teacher. So when you know your job and he's not making you go out there and be a robot, you're able to go out there and play football. You know your job description. You know you got to get here within your route or this on your drop or this in the timing, but don't be a robot. Go out there, play football, use your ability, get open, find completions. And at the end of the day, it's about the fundamentals: running, blocking, passing, and catching the ball, and getting the ball to your playmaker. So I think we're going to be an explosive offense. I like what I see so far. We just got to keep putting in the work, correcting our mistakes, and everybody stay together within the details of the offense. And guys' natural ability will be shown within this offense.
You've answered this question at the podium before, but why here? For you specifically, the opportunity?
Yeah, for sure. I think it was to be a mentor to Cam and to reunite with Dable and Shea, my quarterback's coach. So it was a great opportunity to come here, kind of a change of scenery for me. And I just felt like the Titans had a lot to offer, and I'm excited about the opportunity. It's been really fun so far. I really enjoyed working with all the quarterbacks, Hendon, Will, and Cam. I feel like they appreciate my vet presence and just the experience I have to offer them. I'm really putting everything on the table for them. I'm sharing all my experiences, all the mistakes and successes that I've had in the past, just so they don't have to go through those, just share my experiences in the quarterback room. And then we have a lot of fun with Dable and Shea as well. So it's been awesome so far, and I love the guys, and we're just looking to have a great season here.
I mean, just the whirlwind that is coming into the NFL for especially these younger guys versus you in the context that you've had throughout the course of your career, the experience, the perspective. I'm sure it's different for each individual, and you can only speak to your own experience, but just how much easier does that make the job of a professional quarterback? That's not an easy job, but once you understand more of the rhythms and the flows of the league that you really can't until you've spent that much time.
For sure. Like you said, it is a whirlwind. I mean, going from college to the NFL, you got the speed of the game, you got new offenses, and everything that comes with being a starting quarterback in the NFL. And I think my experiences, I can just share what I've been through, and hopefully it gives some insight, and it just allows the game to slow down for these other guys. I think if you could just slow the game down a little bit, go out there, use your natural ability, 5 completions, get the ball to the playmakers, you're able to go out there and have some more success. So I love working with these guys. I love where my game's at. I love my role on this team. I love helping these guys, and we're just pushing each other to be great every day. We're just out here working, and I love where we're at right now, just grinding.
How have you evolved, do you think, in that aspect, in terms of that dialogue and being intentional about helping the other quarterbacks in the room and understanding that's a huge part of your role? Like, how did that develop from the time you arrived in Buffalo to being in Pittsburgh and now here in Tennessee?
Yeah, for sure. I think one of it is just comfort in the system, right? So one of the big reasons I'm here is my relationship with Dable and Shea, my knowledge of the offense, and just the insight I'm able to give on the concepts, the background of why things are called certain things, protection, different schemes I've gone against in the past on defense, and all those things that I've encountered. I'm able to share, so that's kind of what I'm here and what I'm able to do, and it's been a lot of fun to do that. But I definitely think being in the system as a quarterback and knowing just your job description, it allows you to just go out there and play more free, not like a robot, and you're just able to react and play faster.
What are you seeing from the other side of the ball?
We got some playmakers on the other side of the ball, man. I see a fast defense, disruptive front, flowing linebackers, and some really good coverage guys. I'm liking what I see on that other side, honestly. They're doing a great job punching at the ball, very aggressive, and those are descriptions of a Coach Saleh defense. Like, that's when you talk about Coach Saleh's defense, that's exactly what you're getting out of them, and they're flying around and they're making plays. So they're putting up a good challenge for us in practice, and I definitely think it's helping us get better on offense, and we got to be on our P's and Q's every day in practice to compete and win drills against them.
We're hanging out after Titans training camp practice with Titans quarterback Mitch Trubisky on 104.5 The Zone.
I'm ready to play a little game.
Oh, are you really going to do this to him?
Yeah, so, what we do on here, especially when guys are new to Nashville and to the organization.
It's okay if you say you want to be done now.
Yeah, you can bail at any moment. But we do, we spend hours on this stuff. We carefully craft personalized segments that are tailored to you. So today we want to play a quick game called True or false biscuit? And I'm just going to throw a prompt at you. You tell me if it's true biscuit or false biscuit. Zach, can we get the terrible game show music rolling in the background?
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. We're going to jump right in. Mr. Biscuit is a nickname that you picked up when you were playing football at a young age because a coach had trouble pronouncing your name. True or false biscuit?
Some true biscuit. It was Mr. Biscuit at UNC, but it was also my nickname in youth baseball growing up because it was so my a coach that coached me and my dad played softball with my dad. That was my dad's nickname in softball. I kind of got it through youth baseball, and then funny enough, I got it back in college because somebody couldn't pronounce my name. So the Mr. Biscuit did follow me through college as well.
It doesn't feel like that hard of a last name.
It's not that hard.
What are they saying?
Some people throw an N in there. Some people say Trubinsky. Somebody say Trubisky. It's like
That's plural.
It's not that hard. Just like say how it looks.
That's the beautiful family that you had down there, the Trubisky, right?
Yeah.
True or false biscuit? You grew up a Cleveland Brown fan.
It was, I guess, a little truth to that. I think being from Cleveland, you do root for the Browns a little bit, but I would say the team I was most a fan of was my high school. High school football was really big in my area. The Mentor Cardinals, where I went to high school, that was like my first love of the game of football, rooting for the Friday Night Lights team. So
that's awesome.
And being in Cleveland, it's sometimes by default you grow up rooting for the Browns, but my true love was the Mentor, the high school.
Okay, you are a great case study for this then, because obviously LeBron has been in the news this summer, signing with the Sixers. We had Carnell Tate on here. He grew up a diehard Bulls fan from Chicago, so we asked him the question, what was the game that we played with him? I can't remember.
Tate it or hate it.
Tate it or hate it. Tate it or hate it. LeBron is the GOAT, right? And he surprised us by saying, yeah, he is. Despite being a Bulls fan, say he didn't grow up watching Jordan, LeBron is his GOAT. You are from Northeast Ohio, where LeBron is king. You went to school at North Carolina, the alma mater of one Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Trubisky or false biscuit, LeBron the GOAT of basketball?
Yeah, this answer has kind of gone back and forth over the years, but I think Jordan is the GOAT, and then LeBron's right there. And I think on any given day it can go 1-2. But I will never forget that when LeBron brought a championship back to Cleveland. That was one of the greatest sporting events, sports experiences that I've been through. I was in college at the time, and they won that championship. But, I mean, going to North Carolina and seeing everything Jordan, watching that Last Dance, that documentary, I mean, when you watch that guy play, there's nobody was better than Jordan. That guy was an absolute dog. So.
Okay, 2 quick hits to close it out, because we do have a local tie to North Carolina. Trubisky or false biscuit, He's Not is the best bar in Chapel Hill.
Oh, I'm gonna say Bob's.
The North Carolinian
didn't see that one coming, Bert.
Yeah,
with a groan.
That's tough. We just I felt like my friend group kind of ventured to Bob's more, but He's Not and Pantana Bob's at 1-2. I mean, that's like the Jordan and LeBron debate of Chapel Hill. I would say. I hope my He's Not people are not too upset with me there, but I mean. It's either you start at one and go to the other, or you start there and go in the other. But I mean, Chapel Hill is a great spot.
Last one for you, Mitch Trubisky with us. True or false biscuit? You wear number 10 because you're a diehard soccer fan, and that is the most important number in soccer.
False biscuit. I wear 10 because that was my dad's high school number, and then when I was a sophomore in high school, that was one of the jersey numbers that came available. It was kind of like a no-brainer for me to pick that, and I've worn it my whole time. My last 2 years in Buffalo I was 11, but besides that I've been number 10 since high school.
He's
awesome.
like a drug addict with his soccer talk, honestly, Mitch. We've been trying to wean him off.
Well, we had to get a false biscuit.
I do appreciate how that is like a very relevant number in soccer, though. It's really cool. Like you got a lot of good players wearing 10 in soccer.
Buddy, thank you for humoring us. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having
happy
me
to
on,
have
guys.
you here in town. Looking forward to seeing what you guys do this season. That's the end of the show. I'm Buck Rising. It's 104.5 The Zone. Have a great rest of your afternoon. You got Blaine and Zach coming up next.